Discovery.
Hello, and welcome to Cutting to the Bull in the post-truth apocalypse. I'm Ben, and as always I'm joined by Gaz.
Hello.
And Mike.
Hello.
We're doing Facebook Live this week, as well as recording an episode, which is a movie episode this week. This time around it's Idiocracy.
Mike judges Idiocracy.
Yeah, that bloke who did Beavis and Butthead.
Among other things. Yes, so how does it normally work, Ben?
Well, first of all, we'll talk about some weird news, some weird stuff we found on the internet this week, and then we'll get into the main cut and thrust of it. But first, let's say hello to some listeners from around the globe in Croatia, Pakistan, India, Australia, Czech Republic, Canada, Peru. That's a new one, isn't it?
Peru?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know, I'm more easily wasted. And of course the UK and the United States. And to be fair, if you're listening in India and Pakistan in the midst of potentially a global sort of war, nuclear escalation possibly, then fair play.
Yeah,
Something's got to take your mind off it, and it's us.
We really appreciate it. Try not to die in a nuclear fireball.
Please, because then you'll stop listening.
Although there's not really a lot you personally can do about it. Your life is very much in the hands of your leaders.
Same as ours, I'm afraid. Same as ours.
Yeah?
I guess, yeah, but I was taking a piss out of them, not trying to make me feel better.
Oh well.
Let's get on with it.
Yeah. What we got for weird news to start with?
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
1800-year-old penis carving found etched into Hadrian's wall in England. It's really, there's not much more to this story than the headline, but I couldn't pass on the headline.
I think this is pretty significant news, though, because it's just showing us that we have got way more in common with our ancient ancestors than we maybe like to think.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
Physiologically, brain-wise and that, we were the same, weren't they? So, give a man a stone.
He'll carve a dick into it. There's also actually, further down the article, there's like a caricature of their officer and they're mocking him.
Oh, man.
Hadrian's Wall was a barrier constructed by the Romans to protect them from enemy hordes of barbarians, or as we know them today, the Scots. What remains of the structure is millennia old, and the fact it remains to this day is a testament to its structural integrity. Repairs are often required, of course, for which loyal soldiers dutifully lugged sandstone materials around and patched up areas threatening to crumble. When those Romans got bored enough, however, it seems they left their mark in more ways than one. Archaeologists from Newcastle University in historic England have partnered up to record the newly discovered inscriptions, which include caricatures, phrases, and even a rendering of a penis.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Does it? The only thing I'm slightly disappointed by is that it doesn't have 3 little droplets coming out the end of the cock.
Well, it takes a long time to chisel into stone, doesn't it? I know it's only like sandstone, but even so.
Why is, I mean,
It's like,
I'm not a psychologist, but why do you think males are kind of obsessed with drawing cocks? Straight, heterosexual males.
We've all done them.
I've definitely
At
drawn
school.
a cock.
everyone's
draw
Mate, I've done it in my adult life.
Used to draw a little face on the sperms as well.
all the biology textbooks.
I mean, once, not that long ago, I'm going to say I was in my 30s. I'd fallen asleep at my friend's house and woke up sort of 3-4 in the morning, kind of the witching hour, and was walking home, and the pub at the bottom of our road, the car park, there was an entirely fresh layer of untouched snow.
Yeah.
Like, just pure, no footprints, no tyres. I was like, wow, it's a canvas. I can do anything. And drunk 30-year-old me at like 3 in the morning literally shuffled with my feet and drew the biggest fucking cock of balls I could possibly fucking draw. Stood back and looked at it and went, Well, that wasn't a waste of 10 minutes, was it? Someone's going to really chuckle at that in the morning.
Or no one noticed it at all.
Yeah, or it melted away.
Who you got? The police were doing an early morning flight and someone's doing cock and balls on that pub car park.
Oh dear. Yeah, so I just wonder if anybody's done any kind of worthwhile study, spent any money to look into, because they've looked into stupider things.
Well, this is true.
Or I guess is the answer really obvious because we're all just obsessed patriarchy. I have a cock and I must draw one.
I think that's pretty
To remind you of my cock.
That's pretty much it.
We're pretty simple creatures, man. Aren't
We like people to know we have a dick. Pretty much it. The entire male ego, isn't it?
And so did the ancient soldier.
So did the ancient soldier. It's interesting, the military mindset has not changed at all, though, isn't it? It's
Ripping your superior.
drawing penises next to him.
Yeah.
You know?
I was going to say that's a pretty British thing, but I think that's a pretty universal thing, isn't it, actually, really?
Yeah, maybe it came into Britain through the Romans. I mean, they didn't all leave.
Very true, look at all those noses. Roman noses.
You know, senses of humours.
Straight roads.
Also, apparently the phallus is a symbol of good luck for the Romans.
So you got a cock drawn on your back in the old times, in Roman times, it was good luck.
They go into battle with penises drawn on their foreheads.
Oh, well. So are they going to kind of
Preserve.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I couldn't think of the word.
I'm trying to uncover more.
Because I would travel there to see this. Is it substantial in size?
It's a big stone block in one of the quotes. But there it is, there's the picture of the cock.
That's fantastic. And it looks like it was drawn last Wednesday.
Yeah.
Looks like it was scratched into the paint of a slide on the park or something. My favourite bit of graffiti actually was in a service station somewhere. Somebody had carved into the wood, "Real men don't carry pens." That must have took quite a while.
Yeah! Maybe they were just, well, IBS possibly. IBS sufferer, very frustrated, carries a knife.
Yeah, real men don't carry pens. What if you're a real man who needs to write something down?
Well, you just use your
Use
own
your
blood.
pen.
You take that knife you carry and cut your finger and you write it out in your
Write
own
your
blood.
will. Oh fuck! Get me another plank.
Did you have to go to the trouble of using the kidney as your full stop?
Hey.
Boys from the dwarf. So yeah, is there any more to
No,
this?
not really. I just really enjoyed the time. I thought it was just interesting how the male mindset hasn't changed.
It is. If we do have any female listeners right now, we'd probably just confirm that. Yeah, we're just as shitty as our ancestors.
We haven't changed.
Fuck the patriarchy. Don't know what that means.
Yeah. Anyway, next one.
Next.
Who's doing this one?
Do you want to go, Mike?
Go on then. Dismay as Cloudwater Beer Festival cancelled after first day because venue doesn't have alcohol license.
Now, this is interesting because this is a brewery that can't organise a piss up in a brewery.
You would have thought, well, you'd like to think, when you wouldn't alcohol license be
That's
one
the
of
first
the
thing, isn't it?
top
Yeah.
of the...
Surely.
Can we actually do this? Are we legally allowed to sell where we're planning to sell?
Well, they're
Yes,
a bre-
because we have a liquor license. Or, oh shit, no, we don't have one. Anyway, let's see what they say.
Well, I'd expect a brewery to have a liquor licence of all people.
A major Manchester beer festival which sold tickets to more than 1,500 people has been cancelled after one day because the venue didn't have an alcohol licence. The Friends and Family Beer Festival, organised by award-winning Manchester brewery Cloudwater, was due to take place on Friday and Saturday at the Upper Campfield Market off Liverpool Road. But organisers say the event was scrapped halfway through after police told them they risked breaking the law.
Jesus Christ.
Like I say, just fantastic that a brewery can't hold a piss up in a brewery.
I'm gobsmacked. I haven't even got any jokes for this one. This is absolute piss poor management.
And there you are, you rock up for your 2 days of getting on the lash and eating street food.
Cancel.
Well, I say a burger and a hot
How
dog.
can you even get to the point of selling tickets if you don't have a fucking liquor license in place?
I mean, how hard is it to get one?
I mean, I'm sure it's just a case of applying to the
Yeah, you get it
council,
managed.
paying the money. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know, but I've been in some pretty shit pubs in my time, and some of them have got liquor licenses beyond me, so...
and I'm sure for like if it's a festival, then I'm assuming it was in like a venue, like a field. You've rented a field or something, so you're there. Yeah, you just have to apply for I guess there would be some kind of temporary license.
Well, he's got a
for
count
that sort
somewhere
of
holding
event.
this. There you go. Give us a
Yeah,
license.
I'm sure it's just a form and a fucking fee that you have to give to the council.
Yeah, well, either way, the brewery can't organise a piss up in a brewery. That's why I put it in.
That's just typical of today's Britain, innit? Look at Brexit.
Fucking typical.
I blame this on Brexit.
Lead by example though. The people at the very top running the fucking country are fucking clown shoes, right? Who just say they're going to do stuff, don't really do it, then figure it out afterwards and just make it up. Then how can we... that's obviously going to trickle down and start affecting fucking middle management dickheads who should be arranging beer festivals. We'll work it out on the day.
It'll be fine.
It'll be alright.
Fine.
Yeah.
Trust me, fine.
Council says no.
Shitter.
This story is a microcosm for Brexit,
Yep.
isn't it? Basically.
Yeah.
A no deal Brexit is
Yeah.
a no beer
Festival.
It's like that ferry company with no ferries.
That was fantastic. Do you know someone in Parliament shouted ahoy there at him this week?
What a twat.
It's not his first fuck up though, that is it?
It isn't.
So do the next one then?
Yep.
Gaz, this one's especially for you, mate. It involves a cult.
Hey! As Ben brought up cults, not me, you can join my cult online. Just Google the Church of Insignificance and you'll find us.
Don't join a cult.
Join mine. Okay,
Don't
Doomsday.
Unless it's a Jedi cult.
You can join my cult. Doomsday cult raid in Brazil reveals dozens working for spiritual salvation before the world ends. Well, you can't fault them. Suspected slaves found on site believe the world is nearing its end, Labour inspector says.
Hang on a minute, slaves? Like a dark?
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Wow, there's no slaves in my cult.
Not yet.
You got no members yet. You got one.
I got one.
You can't enslave yourself.
I got one member. She still hasn't actually sent me the £2.50 joining fee. So if you're out there listening, you know,
She also called you Mime Fiora.
come on, yeah, jokingly,
Yeah, so
affectionately.
Yes, of course.
Anyway, this isn't about my fucking cult.
Yeah, you don't want that
Yet.
title, Gaz. Mind Fury.
It's all right to call me that as long as I'm not chucking anybody in any ovens or invading anywhere. It's just a name, isn't it? Moving on.
Yeah, quickly.
More than 70 people living in a slavery-like conditions have been discovered on a farm in Brazil. The site is believed to be run by Igreja Adventista. Oh, that's
Spanish.
whoa, that's-
Reminiscente de la Diocese.
Thank you, Mike.
Well done.
A religious
Too bad.
community of about 300 people in the capital city of Brasilia.
Portuguese, actually, then.
Portuguese.
Probably.
Yeah, sorry.
The 79 suspected slaves found working in dangerous conditions on the farm for little or no pay are members of the cult and have not asked for help.
Yeah, because they've been brainwashed.
Since Brasilia was founded in 1960, it has become a magnet for unorthodox religions, with many believing that the plateau that the city rests on is endowed with crystals that can be seen from space.
Better not tell the USA they'll be invading.
Crystal City.
Bloody hell.
All that mineral resource. Whoa.
Labour Inspector Rodrigo Ramos said they observed strong psychological coercion among the workers at the farm. The followers believe they work for their own spiritual salvation, he said. They think the world is nearing its end and that they can be saved by staying in this community. Last year, Brazilian officials found oh, that's a badly written article
It
again.
is,
isn't it?
yeah.
I'm going to read it exactly as it's written.
Independent as well.
Oh, the Independent. This is exactly how it's written. Last year, Brazilian authorities found 565 suspected slaves working for the church across 3 states. However, authorities struggled to stop the abuse as some of these suspected slaves refused to be rescued.
See, that's the level of brainwashing you've got to get to, guys.
Oh man, them people should be like the ones that are refusing to be saved. I tell you what, this might sound a little bit mind fury, but put a snooker ball in a sock.
Right.
right, and just fucking club them till they stop moving. Because
Or
they don't
want to leave the
deserve.
cult.
They don't deserve life. If you're being enslaved, and then along come the guys to rescue you,
Yeah,
you're
but
like,
you're working for your spiritual salvation. It's all going to be alright in the next life.
I'll be alright.
We're all enslaved, Gaz, to some degree.
I mean, yeah, to some degree, Mike. They're enslaved to the point. Oh, I can see the bones in my fingers and my fucking like. I haven't eaten for like 3 weeks, but this geezer says if I keep shoveling this shit, the world's going to end, and I'll be all right.
Yeah.
Snooker ball in a sock. I'm telling you, no fucking way. It just shows how desperate people.
Or
I mean, whoever's running the
honey
cult-
badgers into the cult compound.
Let him go.
I'd rather see that. They just hover around in a helicopter watching them go ape shit.
Man, whoever's running this cult though,
Badgercide.
he's got it made. Badgercide. That's another name for a band. Badgercide. We are Badgercide. But think about it, the guy running this cult has got it fucking made.
Of course,
right?
yes.
So I'm going to convince these people that the more farm work they do for free. On my farm, just happens to be my farm.
Of course.
The fucking closer to salvation you'll be. Now get fucking ploughing, Miguel. You little prick.
Is that going to be your cult slogan, is it?
No.
Because you know it's going to end up on a compound in slavery in a
Oh, Ben. No, it's not.
It is.
My cult is a simple attempt to con people into giving me money.
They're going to want to meet you at some point.
No.
Yeah, they
That's how
will.
an internet-based cult works. See, I've actually thought about this. I don't just sit there making disparaging comments. I'm the one running the fucking thing. I
Yeah,
don't
you've
want
run
to
it
meet.
for you and one other person.
I don't want to meet the kind of prick. Yeah, that falls for a joke cult online. You think I want to share my oxygen space with someone like that? No.
When they get a few
I
thousand
want
of them.
their fucking money, right? That's all I want. is
Right.
their
Cut
money.
this out and put up as an ad for you.
Yeah. Listen,
they're-
if you're the sort of cunt who falls for things online, I'll send you a 10,000 word manifesto written by me. And if you pay any attention to any of the information in that manifesto, you're a cunt, not me.
Yeah, but when they start, it starts to spread and there's a couple of thousand of them and they hold a meeting and they invite you to be there and they're paying you a lot of money to attend, that's it, mate. Your ego, I'm a cult leader now, that's it. You'll be there. Sunglasses on, off your face on speed.
Yeah, but
While your slaves are building your
While your
crystal
slaves are
city.
building your palace.
no, I would really honestly just rather they all sent me £2.50.
I think you can up the membership money at that point now.
No, because my thinking was, it hasn't really panned out this way, but I was thinking £2.50, I don't want to go crazy and ask for like, give me 10 grand and you can join my cult. Although if you want to send me 10 grand, you can. I went for something low that everyone can, £2.50. Can't argue with that. What can you get for £2.50 these days?
A couple of Greek sausage rolls.
I suppose, yeah, £1.80. But come on, you
4
can...
cans of co-op lager. Co-op value brand lager.
Speaking of
Spiritual
which...
salvation. I'm on it as well.
Hey!
Spiritual salvation or 4 cans of lager.
Yes, but
4 cans of lager wins out for me every time.
Ben likes to tell the listeners that my cult, that I'm harbour fantasies of being the next David Koresh, ending in a flamey, fiery
I said Jim
shootout.
Jones, like David Koresh.
Well, they all fucking die, don't they? That's not how. It's not. I'm just trying to con some money out of people. That's all it is.
That's how they all started.
Get a few YouTube
Then the
likes.
drugs kicked in.
Anyway, that was the news. And speaking of YouTube, what's the name of our show's channel? Apocalypse Bull.
Yeah.
See
Check
how
that
professional we got a fucking banner and everything. Apocalypse Bull on YouTube. Subscribe to that. That's basically our whole back catalogue, and it's one of the easiest ways to listen, to be honest, because everyone's got fucking YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also our musical side project has a channel, Solar Warden Music. Subscribe to both those channels, please. And on the Solar Warden Music channel, you can hear all our music and also hear a free sermon from the Church of Insignificance, read by me. So yeah, check that shit out.
Code.
Join it. You will join us or die. Well, you're going to die anyway, so you might as well join.
30 per 50.
And there's some genuine spiritual teachings.
No, there isn't.
Yes, there is. Accept your own insignificance. Have you even read the manifesto?
Yeah, I did read it once.
Well, there you
I
go.
wasn't convinced to join though.
Of course it was lost on you because you're a spiritual heathen.
Just
You
a void.
Philistine.
It's all that namby-pamby bullshit, isn't it?
No, it's not really.
Can-be bullshit.
Do unto others and all that. Yeah, bollocks.
There's none of that in my manifesto.
No, there isn't
It's-
actually.
It's called the manifesto is called How to Survive a Fist Fight Down Mindfuck Alley. There's not much namby-pamby in it. It's basically, since you asked, it's basically just about realising how tiny and small and meaningless and pointless that your existence is, and then making peace with that, and being happy, realising that nothing means anything. The news, the politics, Brexit, it's all fucking completely and utterly pointless.
Don't give away the secrets. Let them pay £2.50 for this good stuff.
Yeah, cut that bit. He fucking started it. I didn't want to talk about my cult. I came here to do the fucking news, but he has to turn everything into a dig against me. So, fuck
It's
it.
a cult article.
I'm gonna sit
It's
here.
a cult article. You're reading it. It just panned out that way.
I'm doing
I didn't run the batting order.
I'm doing a sermon now. The multiverse. So not only are you insignificant in this universe, you're also insignificant across an infinite number of other universes.
No, you're
you
not.
don't fucking count for shit.
Well, you could do in one universe. You'd be king.
It still doesn't matter. You're still gonna die. You're still just rotting piles of bacteria. Hey Ben, with a hat on.
Way to bring the mood down.
Sounds like he's sounding like a cult or a part.
So you're insignificant across all these things. So, just you
I'm
might as well
So I might as well come and live on your compound.
No, you might as
and
well
dig your fields.
give
Is that what
me
you're saying?
£2.50 and chill the fuck out a bit.
Come and live on my compound and give me everything you own.
compound,
Come and
I've got a
live
house.
on my compound. You can have tents in the garden.
Oh yeah, like my fucking missus who's going, who are all these fucking scraggly fucking cunts, dreadlocked white people? It fucking stinks of patchouli oil out there.
The crapper in the rose bed.
I would go to the shed if I were you, darling.
Oh god. No, we're never gonna meet. Just send us the money. Anyway, I think we're flogging a dead horse here. Let's move on. Join my cult.
We can end it there. That's the end of the live broadcast. So
Well, it's not, because I've got to go over there and press the button.
oh yeah, go on. Do you want to go and do that now?
Yeah, you might as well press pause on that one.
Right, so during the break, we had some correspondence from a listener while we were doing our live feed. As to why do men draw penises and everything, related to the story that they found an 18-year-old Roman penis graffitied on Hadrian's wall. So apparently if you ask a psychoanalyst, they'll tell you it's obviously Freudian. In psychoanalytic terms, castration is a core fear that everyone experiences, if not the core fear. Dr. Vanessa Sinclair told me over email when I posed the question to her. The classical example taken from Freud is that the little boy sees that his mother does not have a penis and this traumatises him. He then fears that the same thing could happen to him and that he could only lose his penis, but that he could be exposed and everyone will see that he does not have one. It makes him feel vulnerable. He does not have the phallus, perhaps he never did, and now everyone knows. Well, that's typical Freud.
Problem with psychoanalysts is it is all just guesswork. It's literally the whim of the psychoanalyst. Oh, well, that dream represents this, and does it? How do you know? I think it's not about us being afraid to not have a cock. I think I hit the nail on the head earlier. Not saying that I know more than these psychologists.
That we love our cocks.
That we're just like, I've got a cock! I want everyone to know I've got a cock! Which I guess is what they're saying, isn't it? But it's not the nightmare. I don't think you need to have a nightmare of losing it. I just think
just
celebrating having one,
well, look at animals in nature. I mean, they attract mates one way, don't they? A certain way, certain...
Baboons usually just dangle their cocks out.
There you go.
Try that next time out on the piss. Hashtag me too.
I can't anymore, the police will stop me.
You know, you look at the shape. I know the aerodynamics of a missile is because it's a missile, but it's still phallic shaped.
Army rank badges are the arrows pointing
Hang on, no.
and up. Sorry, are penises technically.
Yeah.
Was it Bill Hicks though, or Bill Burr? Some comedian said rockets are so phallic and have you ever tried making a rocket shaped like a fanny?
That's true. Here's our latest rocket. It's a massive pair of tits. And it just
That didn't go far, did it? Maybe you could use it to throw it onto other people's rockets.
That does sound quite feminist, actually. That doesn't it? The rockets looking at them
To swallow the rockets. To swallow the rockets that are being fired at you.
Yeah.
You build a giant
Rocket
rocket receptacle fanny. A giant mechanical fanny.
Yeah.
Oh, we're so out of touch.
Apparently, companies actually put their have their own logos turned into dicks if they can. I'll put a subliminal dick in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'd buy that for $1.
The article basically ends on the best explanation is there's no explanation for the spontaneous passion men feel for dick drawing. The very essence of life, after all, is a mystery.
Well, we've got cocks. We're loud, we're proud. We're here to stay. Don't be ashamed of your cock.
For a bit, anyway.
Draw a picture of it. Let everyone know. But don't draw it near a school.
No. So, let's move on to the film.
I was just simply drawing a cock, officer.
On the pavement, a 50-foot one on the pavement outside the school, yeah.
I had a nightmare that I lost my penis. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Idiocracy, 2006, directed by Mike Judge, starring Luke Wilson, Maya Rudolph, Dak Shepard, and the legend that is Terry Crews.
Hey.
Only got a 6.6 on IMDb, though. I thought this was more of a cult movie. I was expecting to have a higher rating than that.
I don't think it's far from the mark, if I'm honest.
No, you know,
That is a
I was
fairly
expecting
good-
a 7.
For IMDb, though, it's a fairly high score because a lot of shit gets voted down. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've looked at films that are considered like classics, and you look at the rating, and you're like, what?
Yeah,
That
that's
should be
true.
much higher. But to be honest, from what I was reading about the critical and the audience reception to this film when it was first released, they should be happy with their
6.6.
Yeah. The movie was essentially the studio tried to just not delete this film, but just suppress it and kill it before it ever had a chance.
They wanted it to get straight to DVD, but there was a clause in the contract that said it had to be shown at cinemas.
Yep. So they released it in
To 6 cinemas, was it?
six markets, but they weren't They weren't like your New York, your LA, your major movie-going markets. They were like bumblefuck nowhere. It was shown for 1 week exactly, and then pulled. They didn't spend a single dollar on promotion or advertising, and that led to it taking 400 and something thousand at the box
something like
office,
that.
which is paltry.
I bet Terry Crews cost that.
Yeah, probably. And apparently this is because it tested so badly. And when you make, sorry if I'm patronising you, listener, if you already know this, but when you make a movie, you screen it for a test audience, and you're asked questions and you fill out cards, and the director and the studio take these notes on and either make changes or don't.
Yeah.
And apparently this tested so fucking badly that led the studio to then go, nope, we ain't putting this out. And I was going to ask you boys, what do you think would the reason for it testing so badly? Do you think it's because it is so different, or because it is so cheap, or I don't know?
I think there was a lot of crap comedies coming out around this time, wasn't there? Early 2000s. Yeah, you had a lot of off the wall comedies, and some of them hit and some of them didn't. And I don't think this is any worse than any of them that have come out.
No. Do you think
It's got Luke Wilson in it, who's been in Will Ferrell stuff. He's been in some big films. They obviously thought it had potential.
I mean, Mike Judge.
He was really on the wane a little bit after Beavis and Butthead. Maybe.
To be honest though, Beavis and Butthead's just like.
Did Office Space, didn't he? Mike
Yes,
Judge?
yeah, he did. 'Cause I was gonna say, he did Office Space. He did what's it, King of the Hill.
Oh, King of the Hill he did, so yeah, so he wasn't on the way, and that was quite
that's
popular,
what I'm
wasn't it?
saying.
Yeah, sorry, I never forgot he
He's a
did that.
well-respected creator, Mike Judge, as far as I know. And I think this, because Office Space was a low budget, it was a kind of surprise hit out of nowhere. So I wonder if this was just too ambitious.
Perhaps.
You know what I mean? Like,
Or maybe
Perhaps it was a bit ahead of its time.
they just thought
If it was brought out now,
yeah.
with what we got with Trump, and I think people might be more receptive to it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because back then it was just after the Iraq War, wasn't it? And things weren't great, but they weren't what they are now.
No, that's true.
Do you think it could be seen as kind of an anti-American
Yes,
Yeah.
thing
definitely.
as well. So your average test audience, they might not, as far as I know, they wouldn't have known, hey, we're going to go and watch the new Mike Judge project. So having known, they might have just known, oh, you're going to see a new comedy,
Yeah.
and possibly watch
At
it.
the time, there
and-
was a lot
Oh,
of patriotic fervour
Oh, there would have been, yeah.
because of the war.
Yeah.
Bushy Baby was still around at 2006.
Yes,
wasn't
yeah.
he?
Until 2008, wasn't he?
So yeah, I was just curious as to why.
I think it was just the climate.
Mm,
I don't think it was quite ready for the criticism
yeah.
of America and just the story itself. And
It did find an audience eventually.
Oh, it's a
on
cult
DVD.
hit now,
That's
isn't
the
it?
thing, yeah. So
that's what I mean. It's more prominent now than it was then.
yeah,
So if it was
Maybe
made
they,
now, maybe it would be more of a hit.
Maybe they just saw a little bit of themselves in the characters and didn't
a
like
bit too
it.
close to home,
Mm,
maybe.
yeah.
I suppose, yeah.
So the idea, basic premise behind the film, is that only stupid people are breeding nowadays. Mankind's got no natural predators to thin the herd. If you're dumb, you survive.
Well,
So you get this nice little montage of this redneck guy, and he's
Yeah.
banging multiple women, and then he's already got like 15 kids, and then his slightly thicker son,
yeah.
but there's also the football jock. He's banging all the
I'm gonna
cheerleaders.
fuck all of you.
He's banging all the cheerleaders,
Yeah.
and he gets all of them pregnant.
You
And
know
then you've got
the-
this nice little bit of this middle class, intelligent couple. Oh well, no, we'll have children, but the market's not quite right yet. You know,
Yeah,
and we
which
should
is
focus
crazy
on
to
our
have
career
one,
more.
isn't it? Yeah. Apparently, I didn't clock it, but I read in the trivia that if you pause, you know, the family tree is shown up on screen. Hank Hill
Does say like
is in there from King of the
there's
Hill.
like dog and goat and donkey. Isn't there?
Well, everyone's
Apparently.
got a weird name in this film because I think that's a representation of the redneck sort of
Yeah.
thing. I mean, the doctor, what is Dr. Lexus, for example?
Yeah.
Or two Lexus. Lexi,
Yeah.
plural. Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Alan Partridge.
All right, well, someone's got to.
I pierced my foot on a spine.
Yes, of course. Yes. That's the sort, and then of course you end up with the smart people towards the end of this little montage, who are like, he's died from overexertion and masturbating to a cup because they left it too late and had to have IVF or had problems conceiving that could have been a virgin when they were younger, and of course she's blaming him. He dies from stress, having a heart attack, masturbating to a cup.
She's frozen her eggs.
She's frozen her eggs. Then like, she's not going to have a kid. You know,
No.
it's. But in the meantime, the redneck gang outbreeding everybody.
Yeah,
Of
well,
course.
what happens with low levels of education is you know you aren't educated about how to protect yourself during sex and things, and
Well, you used to go to school.
or just don't think about the consequences.
Just
Or
okay, yeah, just keep
yeah,
banging them out. Again, to quote the great Bill Hicks, just shitting out miracles one after another. It's another miracle. Yeah.
Yeah.
The miracle of childbirth.
So, the
so
film.
what's the result of that? And all these.
Basically, the world is being more populated by, quote, stupid people.
So, do you think the world's getting dumber?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. But I think it's a result of the lack of education nowadays. Education has not
But the
been
thing
quite
is-
as good as it was.
Well,
No, but
I've
the
got
thing
an
is though,
article.
everybody now has at their fingertips access to the
Information.
entire of humanity's accumulative knowledge is all there at your fingertips. But the problem is,
So much of
people
what's on the
use-
internet is bollocks.
Yeah, and you know, we've discussed this on the show many times, the echo chamber of social media. So these, quote, stupid people are only seeing the things they want to see and the things that, you know, that...
Yeah, and it's and Kim Kardashian is not pushing increasing your knowledge. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
she's not pushing the knowledge of astrophysics, is she?
No, you know the things that we celebrate, all these like airheaded celebrities and things. I mean, they're not teaching us anything.
Well, no.
In fact, they're teaching us how to be as unhappy as they are.
Ooh, that's a bold statement.
Well, actually, Hulk Hogan taught me...
I'm not saying all. I'm not saying all.
As long as you ate your vegetables, said your prayers, and took your steroids.
You know, there's a
No.
time. Look, there's a time and a place. Entertainment is important. We all need entertainment. We all need escapism. But it's got to be a balance, hasn't there? It's got to be a balance to.
Hulk Hogan taught
You
me...
can't sit there watching wrestling 24 hours a day. I know you'd love to.
There's a WWE network.
Well, you
so
can.
literally
If that's the life you want to lead, that's the life you want to lead. That's fair enough.
Hulk Hogan taught me that when it comes crashing down and it hurts inside, you've got to be a man, you can't let it slide. If you hurt my friends, then you hurt my pride. I've got to be a man, I can't let it slide. I'm a real American, fight for the rights of every man. That's what he taught me, stick up for everyone.
But you're not American.
Hey,
You're not American.
I don't have to be American to appreciate those values. Well,
Did
what?
it hurt you when he turned heel, Gaz?
I didn't watch wrestling for a long time.
Yeah.
I turned my back on it, yeah, I couldn't be fucked with it. I was like, he's a bad guy now, fuck off. And I didn't watch for a good couple of years.
Wow. That's some cognitive dissonance right there.
I was absolutely heartbroken, even though I was a grown man-ish at the time. I wasn't a grown man, I was probably about 15, 16. But yeah, it hurt. We don't talk about those years. I can look back on them now, and what's good is there's this whole period of his career that I haven't watched, so I've got it all on the network now. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know he wrestled him.
He was good against The Rock at WrestleMania, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was awesome,
Yeah.
because he turned... Anyway,
You want to read this article, Ben?
here's the
Oh,
world
Talking
stupid.
about how we're getting more stupid.
So, an Icelandic study reported in the Guardian newspaper earlier this week says we might be headed on a downward spiral into imbecility. Researchers at
Decode, I believe.
Decode, a genetics firm in Reykjavik, close, identified education genes. Genes that predispose humans to becoming more educated, and noted that there had been a decline over the past 65 years, meaning the genes that make us want to get educated are becoming rarer. The study went on to hypothesize that the reason for this education gene becoming less prevalent is that educated people have fewer children. This phenomenon, which has been noted numerous times and is the basis for 2006 film Idiocracy, which becomes more relevant now as a possible window into a future fake news could create, is known as dysgenic fertility. Dysgenic fertility, of course, being a fancy term for smarter people have fewer kids. The reasoning goes on that smarter people expend more energy on creative and industrious pursuits and thus have less energy for having children. If this is true, what would happen is that the brightest people over time will be passing on their genes at a lower rate than the less intelligent, resulting in a dumbing down of the population over time. But is there any proof of this? Possibly. One study states that IQs have declined by over 13 points between 1889 to 2004. Fucking hell. I mean, there's got to be a peak in the middle of that, surely. Like 50s and 60s, maybe?
You think about it, wait.
Because the population stayed the same, maybe.
Mm.
But now we've had a massive burst in population since the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah, that's true. Then the average drops. But I was going to say, this is only anecdotal evidence. But you know, when you hear a letter written in 1880 something,
Yep.
and the fucking language that's
I'll get
used,
onto that next. Yeah, do you want me to put it?
it's
talk
lit,
about
Yeah.
you read it and you're like,
And
holy
we'll
crap,
just
these
finish
guys sound a lot
Yeah.
more educated than I do.
that? And I'll get onto that in a minute.
But that was the language of the time. I mean, language evolves, but I still expect... I read an email at work where someone had spelled taken, so took, as T-U-C-K.
Right.
You should,
But
be able
that
to
is
spell,
still
you
a-
should be able to say T-O-O-K, they took.
But to be fair, you can tuck and roll.
Yeah, but it's the wrong kind of
You
took.
can tuck your shirt in. Yeah, so I agree, it's idiocy. But I could see where it's not like they spell flag with a P. Do you know what I
You'd be
mean? Like,
surprised
do you know
at
what
some
I
of the
mean?
spellings I see.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. Tuck and tuck.
The language.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, there was a study, if you want to read that.
A new study says that Donnie Trump talks less analytically and more confidently than all past US presidents. Psychologists at the University of Texas and Princeton University used a computer language program to study nearly 3 million texts going back to 1789, using speeches by leaders in the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom and Australia, along with general stories in books and newspapers, movie subtitles and cable news transcripts. Trump's speeches, debates and documents scored the highest among presidents on a scale that tries to measure confidence in language, more than twice that of lowman William Henry Harrison. He ranks last in speaking analytically, scoring less than half of leader John Quincy Adams, and subsequently below recent presidents such as George W. Bush and Barack Obama. So he's the most confident speaker.
Most confident, yeah.
Of course he is.
Least analytical. So it's saying there's been
I'm
a
the best speaker.
says there's been a decline. It's like you said, it's obvious. There's been a decline in the language that's been used in the 1800s to now. Exactly what you said. Gizzer, I will be like.
Well, in Idiocracy, it's I'm baiting.
I'm baiting.
which was short for masturbating.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I think it's true.
It's interesting, isn't it? It's,
It's worrying. It's extremely... 13 IQ points you've lost.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, just accept the insignificance of it all.
It's plugging his cult again. Gonna
Yes.
find myself
Yes,
taken
I
out
am.
by your cult hitmen at some point.
I think you should join and you could be the first one to shoot himself if you want. You're so obsessed with it ending in a shootout.
Actually, I was just seize power and shoot you.
Or take over all one of my fucking
No, when it's a
followers.
decent size.
I love this saying by
What?
Socrates. He said, I know one thing, and that is I know nothing.
Yeah.
Socrates' search for the smartest person on the planet, a search that ended with himself.
But that seems a bit fucking dodgy, doesn't it?
It seems a little narcissistic, but ultimately isn't as bad as it sounds. After talking with leaders and scholars of his day, who all claimed to know everything, he concluded he was the wisest because he knew one thing, and that is he knows nothing.
Well, I'll give him that, I suppose.
Also reminds me of the song by the punk band Operation Ivy, but it was covered by Green Day. All I know is that I don't know. All I know is that I don't know nothing.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I hate about people who really think they're smart. They're very rarely the sort of person on Facebook that is always posting memes and things about how stupid everybody is. I'm surrounded by morons at all times.
I've
had a friend
Everyone is
do that exactly the same
I've
thing
got one,
today
right? Everyone is so stupid.
on Facebook.
Those people are never as intelligent as they perceive themselves to be. And part of being wise is knowing exactly how little you do fucking know. Because I like to think of myself as a fairly intelligent guy, but I also know that everything's fucking relative. You put me in a room with the world's best quantum physicist, and I'm not very intelligent at all, am I?
Yeah.
Right?
We wouldn't be sat there
But
just...
you're probably more social intelligent than he is.
Well, maybe. Oh man, this is my favourite quote you've just reminded me from one of the best bits from the Alex Jones, Joe Rogan podcast. Alex is talking to Joe and he's like, I'm a little bit, I'm really good at history and that kind of thing, but I'm a socially retarded. Joe goes, I don't think you can say that anymore, Alex. Exactly. Oh, God love him.
Someone's got to. Should we go on with the film?
Yeah.
In 2005, a simple army librarian, Joe Bowers, gets reassigned to the Human Hibernation Project, and he's chosen for how average he is. He's got no family, his parents are dead, no one would notice he's gone.
Average IQ score.
Average IQ score. He is average in every way. He's the most average person in the army. The entire US Army, he's the most average.
Average Joe. Bless him.
Rita is a female participant, found an agreement with her pimp Upgrade with 2 Ds. 2 subjects, Joe and Rita, will be frozen for 1 year, and the hibernation pods do look pretty cool actually. They're alright, weren't they?
Well, as far as hibernation pods go.
Yeah, they look futuristic and green, it was cool. So the army doctor, who's Dr. Collins, he's giving this presentation.
I love it.
This is great.
It's one of the funniest
He
bits
is
of
a
the
very
film.
nerdy guy, glasses, ginger moustache, and he's like, and he basically starts telling about the pimp life and about how a pimp's love for his hose
It's different.
is different from a man's love. He loves the pimp life, so much in fact, that he is arrested for his role in a prostitution ring. But as he's going through this presentation, he's about 30 photos of him with all these pimps and hoes, and the last ones he's not in uniform anymore.
Yeah.
He's in pimp attire.
Pimp's
Sadly,
love. Love that bit.
actually, that's one of the most funniest parts.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So, after his Collins arrest, sadly, the base was sold and the project forgotten, leaving Joe and Rita stuck in the hibernation pods. As the years passed, mankind became stupider at a frightening rate. Hopes that the decline could be reversed with genetic manipulation, but the problem is the best minds left are preoccupied with hair loss and prolonging erections.
It's it, different priorities, isn't it?
There's a great little the monkey in the cage had this fabulous haircut and like this massive tent in his shorts, and this scientist sort of got his ruler out and measured it and gave a thumbs up to some of the scientists. Because people are getting dumber, things aren't working as well. Garbage has been stacked up. Well, it's been stacked up with no plan, according to leading to the Great Garbage Avalanche of 2505. And you see the clip here where there's literally just a full mountain range of garbage. Probably that's like the Grand Canyon or something. It's just filled.
I'd say that's one of the most realistic parts of the future in that film, to be honest. I mean, we can't bury all of it.
No?
We can't keep burning it.
We'll be firing into space by that point, though. As long as we haven't dumbed down enough, we're going to be firing into space. But then it'll come back one day.
Them bio-waste things.
Chuck it in the sea. It'd be alright, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'll be fine, guys, don't worry.
Just chuck all our shit in the sea. There's loads of sea, isn't there? It'd take ages to fill up.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? Unfortunately, there's a fucking garbage-sized patch of waste in the Atlantic Ocean, is it?
The Pacific.
Ocean.
That's just a little...
Bigger than Texas?
Yeah, but that is just bits of scummy plastic floating on the top. I'm talking about fill it up, man.
Right, all the way down the Mariana Trench.
Yeah.
All the way down the bottom of that.
We're going to be chucking it in for centuries, man. Put me in charge of the environment.
It's probably not a good idea.
Our new environmental minister, Mr. Vincent.
Wow, Trump's environmental minister wanted to get rid of the EPA, didn't he?
Yeah. The Environmental Protection Agency.
Yeah, the person put in charge of it is the one that wants to dismantle it.
Well,
It doesn't believe in it.
It's incredible, really. Students have a job, if nothing else. I'm going to take this job and make myself unemployed.
That's what happens, isn't it? That they put people in the position that are actually against...
yeah, to sabotage it
Yeah.
from the inside. Wow.
Why do you think every fucking treasurer, US treasurer, is Goldman Sachs fucking executive?
Because they know what they're talking about, Mike.
You know what they're talking about, yeah.
Most successful bank in the world, Mike. They know what they're talking about.
They're diverting all the profits to them, aren't they?
Well, I don't know about that. These bankers, they're trustworthy fellows. Sorry, I can't get that sentence.
Of course they are.
So, back to the film.
But they need to have more kids. Well, what do you want though? A world full of dumb bastards, or a world full of wanky like fucking snooty Tarquins and like daddy's.
They're still there. They're running the big ship.
But if they're not having kids, they're going to run out.
There's just not so many of them.
In the future, in this film, there's none of them, is
There's
there?
no Tarquins in the future, is there? But I'd rather a world of Tarquins if I had to choose. I'd probably get laid less.
A world of Jacob Rees-Moggs.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be like that, does it? You know what I mean? It just has to be, you know...
I'd rather them than
We don't want the inequalities of ignorance, shall we say.
In the haves and the have-nots, I want to be on the side of the haves.
Everybody does, mate.
Yeah.
You know.
That's why our system is the way it is. It's
Social-
dog eat dog. It's
Social aspirations of social mobility. I'm going to super suck my way up the ladder. Up the ziggurat, lickety split.
but if we're all equal...
Yeah, but
No, because
that's communism.
They're going to get their own merit, Mike.
Oh, fuck all that. We've had this argument before. If we're all equal, how do I look down my nose upon somebody else in order to make myself feel better?
Yeah.
It's a natural part of life. You know?
I don't believe it is. I think it's bred into us.
Only because you're lower down than me and Gaz.
I admit I might well be.
He's
I don't
probably
really
happier
care.
though.
Yeah, actually, he probably is.
Occasionally though, I'll be out working and it'll be mid-morning, sun shining, and I'll see a homeless person on a bench open up a can of K-cider, which for our international listeners is fucking mental strength cider. It's fucking strong. And just gulp it down in the morning sun, and I'll think, you lucky fucking bastard. Which one of us is the mug?
You until the winter comes and he freezes to death.
Yeah, or dies of alcohol, liver problems.
Yeah, but in that moment, he's winning at life, he is. Not a care in the
Well,
world.
I don't know. He's probably thinking, wow, I'm really hungry.
He's probably thinking, I'd love to be that bloke in the van.
Where's my dog gone?
With his job and his home.
Where's my dog eating my foot?
It's no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society.
Fucking hell. We're bringing out all the big heavy quotes.
Mike the philosopher for this episode.
This is going to get tiresome.
Alright, it's quote wars.
I've got the Dunning-Kruger effect coming up later.
You want a quote? I'll give you a quote. As the great professional wrestler Hacksaw Jim Duggan once said, "Ho!"
Great.
Where's your quote?
I just know so many, I'm finding it hard to choose
Oh,
one.
for fuck's sake. Here's a good one, you'll like this one, Mike.
Go on.
Bit of a socialist one from Muhammad Ali, the boxer. It's supposed to be like the shortest poem ever. Me, we, come on. Profound. Look at Ben's face. That's how you know it's profound. Because it upsets him.
What? I can do profound. I can do profound.
It's time to shake those chains off you like dew, for we are many and they are few.
Did you just call me a Jew?
Morning dew.
Anti-Semitism!
The great man once said, the truth is out there.
Oh, fucking a great
Fox
fictional
Mulder.
man. A great fictional man.
It wasn't fiction, Gaz.
Oh, man. Well, there's your quotes.
We're not doing that feature again.
Yeah, quote of the week.
The quote of the week for me is, ow my balls.
Yeah, well, nice segue. Back to the
Which is
movie.
The show that, oh god, hang on. What's his name? Frito. He was first introduced to
Yes.
Frito in this scene where Joe's pod crashes through his window. And to be fair, that's a reasonably smart apartment.
Yeah.
He may be thick as fuck, but
Well, he is a lawyer,
that's true.
so in the
A very
world...
bad lawyer, but a lawyer
Yeah,
nonetheless.
but in their world, in their fictional hierarchy, I suppose he is quite...
Yeah, I
high up
suppose
the ladder, isn't
you've
he?
got to give him that. Joe wakes up, is unaware that it's 2,505, and I want to point out, for anyone who may know, March the 3rd, 2,505, which is my birthday.
Wow. And it's almost like they did it just for you.
I think they did. Hey, it's very rare I get my birthday to stuff.
March the 3rd.
I got something about Frito's name.
I'll go on then.
His last name is Pendejo. It's a Spanish insult which means pubic hair, but conveys the same sentiment as dumbass. So his full name, Frito Pendejo, means fried pubic hair or fried dumbass.
Excellent.
So he basically gets out of Frito's apartment
Yeah.
and takes a walk on the street. There's a restaurant called Buttfuckers. It's like a kids' burger joint, so he's getting children to have parties.
I think that's, isn't there a play on the Fuddruckers, is it?
Oh,
Possibly.
yeah.
Is there a Fuddruckers in the
Fuddruckers.
US?
Isn't that in the film as well, Fuddruckers?
Oh, it could be then.
So I saw
Maybe
Buttfuckers. Didn't see Fuddruckers. Maybe. And the English language is developed into a mix of hillbilly, valley girl and grunts. So when Joe speaks to them, he sounds, quote, pompous and faggoty. He goes to the hospital, which has got slot machines, and all the doctors are thick. But for some reason they have a machine that,
I love that.
Yeah, it's probably from back when the intelligence wasn't so bad.
Yeah,
in
they
the
were-
2200s or something, and you know it's been built and they just keep it and
Yeah.
maintain it.
and the water fountain in the hospital is filled with what's called in the film Brando, which is Gatorade. Brando,
Brando,
I think, yeah.
And then Joe has no tattoo on his wrist. Now everyone in this society has a tattoo on their wrist. That's how they pay for things and get scanned as they go about. So there's an element of control, isn't there?
Mark of the Beast.
Now think about it. Not everyone can be thick. I think there's another layer to the society that we're not seeing. Because someone's
Like the
got the
Morlocks.
idea to put the tattoos on people.
Yeah, but it
Someone wants that control. Someone, somewhere, is above.
Yeah, but maybe, like I said, say 2200s.
They weren't as...
They weren't
They've
as
got
thick.
progressively this stupid,
Yeah.
haven't they?
Yeah.
So there would have been a time... It's probably now got to peak stupidity, and they're just living in the spoils of their previous
Yeah.
So
generation.
everything's breaking down.
Yeah. Because once upon a time there were people who knew how to build freeways. As we see them in the movie, they're all falling down and broken.
There's just literally one is a
Yeah.
pile of cars.
People still trying to
lock it.
That's one of the nice
One of the
visual
buildings
gags.
and the skyscrapers are like taped together.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, there's one leaning over a bit
Yeah.
that's taped to
Just
the other
taped
as I'm
around
falling
it.
down.
Excellent.
So Dr. Lexus realises that Joe doesn't have a tattoo and sounds the alarm. It's a world in crisis, isn't it? There's no food, or very little food. These only managed to get fast food, but no fresh food. They're all eating fast food.
vegetables then.
No
I take it
vegetables.
It's just slaughtering animals, isn't it? It ain't hard to raise an animal and slaughter it.
No. There's Dust Bowl engulfing the world, and the number one movie is just called Ass, which is
It's
just an
literally-
ass on a screen
Yeah.
that farts.
Yes.
At this point, Joe is arrested for not paying his hospital bill because he just does a rudder. You can't pay anyway.
No.
And apparently, you find out that Just is not only blind but also retarded. That's not my line. And he's locked up.
Yeah, this was the heady days, listener, of 2007, when there was no such thing as an R-bomb.
That's true. Rita, the former prostitute, discovers prostitution is a lot easier when everyone is stupid. She starts charging a guy by the hour, then leaves him waiting around for at least 3 days. While taking money off him by telling him he's gonna fuck him tomorrow. But I'm sorry the hour. I'm sorry the hour.
He walks up, she's like, "You're still on the clock." He's like, "Yeah."
The Joe gets tattooed in prison. He also has to take an aptitude test, which then leads to repercussions later.
Yes.
He escapes from prison because everyone else is so thick.
Just
He
walks off, doesn't he?
literally walks off, says to one of the guards, "Hi, I'm in the wrong line, I'm due to get released today." And he's like, "Oh, you fucking retard, you know, this way. And he just kind of walks out in the end. He does find Rita, and they go off to find a time machine, because the reasoning being, well, hang on, people are pretty clever. At some point, someone's got a
Future.
time machine, it's 500 years in the future.
Yeah. It is kind of presumptuous of him, to be fair.
Yeah. It's quite stupid of him, really, to believe
Yeah.
there is a time machine.
Because it is pretty funny when he tries working out the like, why am I still? Do you know what I mean? Would she still be
Yeah.
here if I went back? And he's trying to do all the maths in his head, and it's like that way lies ruin, because no time travel thing makes fucking. You just fuck your own mind trying to.
So I did miss out his little show trial, effectively, which is the justice system at that point. Yeah, it's blind and retarded, and it's just it's like Judge Judy, really.
Yeah.
The two lawyers are working together because they haven't got a clue what they're doing.
Yeah.
The judge has just got a massive hammer. No tiny little hammer.
There's a picture of him at the end. He's got chest,
Yeah,
shirt
it's like a
burst wide
wrestler.
open. Big long blonde hair and slamming the hammer down.
And he gets that's why he gets locked up, basically. They won't give him a chance to speak because he sounds too faggoty.
Yeah, it's very Beavis and Butthead, isn't it?
Yeah. Get Frito. Look, just the time machine, mate. You know what Frito, come on, you know what the time machine is. He's like, I'll go back in time, I'll leave you some money in an account in your name.
Yeah.
In 500 years in the future, you'll be a billionaire. And he does some bamboozling him with maths.
Basically.
Basically, because he's thick as shit. But the best of it is that when the police start to catch up with them, Joe gets scanned accidentally, and because he's a wanted fugitive, he's escaped. They get out the car, admittedly, but the police just turn up and start shooting the car
That's
to shit.
amazing.
And you see that the cop actually had a rocket launcher poised in the car. Now, about 6 feet away,
Yeah.
he fires it. He's still upside down. He fires it into the sky, and you
you
see
see
a
the
jumbo
plane.
jet crash
Yeah.
down. So who's flying the planes?
Autopilot, maybe?
Yeah, he's got to be on it.
Yeah, it's probably like the Congo, where there's like a giant percentage of the pilots are drunk.
That's not just
fact.
the Congo, though, is it?
That's an actual fact. Look it up. That's not me being anti-Congolese.
I'm sure you've offended our listener. We got a listener in Congo, in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
I doubt you can get the internet down the fucking mineral mine.
He can't get enough money, Gaz.
They're not down the mine though. They're at the end holding the guns.
Yeah, the slaveholders might be watching us.
So they just keep shooting the car, and keep shooting it, and keep shooting it, and then a crowd gathers and they start cheering it, and then the car catches fire, and they keep shooting it.
It's amazing.
And then it cuts. Frito takes him to the time machine, and on the way in there's a massive Costco.
This
That's
is
a
one of
supermarket, isn't it?
Yeah. Before I forget, these are because we've gone through a few of them already in the story. A couple of little things that sort of resonate with today, where I'm like, oh yeah, it kind of is that way. First of all, I've forgotten his name already. The stupid lawyer. Frito. When he's watching TV and it's a big screen, but the actual television program is a tiny little rectangle in the centre, and all around it are videos, adverts blazing away and blaring. And I was like, holy fuck, that is essentially how we watch TV now. Yeah. The court being a bit of a joke.
Absolutely.
That's one of the ones that resonated. And also this giant Costco thing, because this is already happening. And years ago, so well over 2002, 2004, I went to uni. We had an American guy called Chris. I don't know if you listen, Chris, from Slippery Rock.
Wow, great name for a town.
Slippery Rock, Indiana, I think. He was a farm boy. Anyway, when we went to have a wrist with him, we were walking around town, he's like, oh, I fucking love this town. And he's like, what I really love about it is like, you've still got what he calls mum and pop shops, which essentially means an independent business. And he's like, we don't have this at home. There's a fucking Walmart, and that is it. And you go to Walmart, and you can buy your groceries, you can buy a shotgun, you can buy a car, you could buy a chainsaw, you can buy everything is in one shop. And that's just the way it is. Box stores, they call them. Because it is literally just a big fucking box, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this joke of the Costco going on for as far as the eye can fucking see. We're there, man. We're getting there.
Frito says he went to law school in there.
Well, there you go. Go and buy a degree from Costco. You do everything. We're getting to that stage. Think about Tesco now. Think about what you can buy in Tesco. Because I have to deal with this in my job. That like, we supply little hardware shops, but you can now buy a certain amount of hardware from fucking Tesco, mate. So yeah, that was one of the things. And the TV was the big one, I thought.
Yeah, and Starbucks is erotic coffee for men. You go to Starbucks, get a hand job.
Yeah, hand job and a coffee. I went somewhere like that in Milan. They gave me the coffee after the hand job. But that's a different story for a different podcast.
So Joe ended up getting rearrested as he's trying to figure out, should he, if he's gone to the time machine already, would Rita still be there? Would he still be there? What's going on?
Yeah.
He was taken out, repeatedly pepper sprayed, and taken to the White House because the prison IQ test he took makes him the smartest man on the planet.
What a guy.
Yeah.
But that still doesn't make him smart though, that's the problem.
No, he's not, he's an average, what's his IQ? I don't know, 90?
It says somewhere that...
I missed it if it did.
Doesn't it come up on the screen? Oh no, that I'm thinking of the couples that it shows at the very start. It shows their IQ.
What's average? 80 to 90?
I don't know. What's yours? And then add a bit on.
I don't know, to be fair. So, obviously quite
so
high.
funny. You never got it either.
No, that's the thing.
That was the
Fuck.
best.
Wow.
Sorry, mate. That was quite quick for me. It's because I
It was
haven't had a smoke.
It was actually so quick I didn't realise that you fucking made it. Wow. It says a lot for an intelligent person like me.
But I've got no idea what the average IQ is now.
It's going to be, it used to be, and I might be wrong, in the UK, average was somewhere like 90 something, 95 maybe. And anyone above average is about 110, something like that.
I did it and I got higher than Barack Obama.
Hey, go on, mate.
I think I was about 105 or something.
Actually, that's the thing that the American presidents haven't been that clever. I'm sure that Bill Clinton was in the 80s and George Bush was possibly a bit lower. George Bush Jr.
I reckon Bill
was
Clinton,
at 60.
Bill Clinton was thicker than we all think because he didn't know how smoking worked, for fuck's sake. I did not inhale. Did I inhale?
Is that how blowjobs work? I haven't heard.
I did not have sex with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. Putting your cock in her mouth counts as sex, Bill.
Well,
And cigars in the pussy. It's definitely sexual behaviour.
I like that touch.
You know he smoked it afterwards, don't you?
Yeah, I'd do that.
He leaned back in that chair in the Oval Office. I'm smoking pussy juice soaked cigars, man. I'm a king of the world. And then it all came crumbling down.
He survived.
I guess he's not dead, but he's dragged around by Hillary everywhere.
Yeah, he kind of is a bitch now.
But a future episode, we are doing the Clinton kill list because they got some blood on their hands. I don't care if he smokes weed and plays the saxophone. He's a fucking dodgy gangster, mate.
All right, and allegedly running that massive underground paedophile
I'm
ring.
telling you, playing the sax doesn't mean you're not a cunt. Probably means you're more of a cunt, to be honest. Oh, bleeding gums, Clinton.
I'm no bit a fan of the saxophone, I must admit. This is where we get Terry Crews making his entrance as President Camacho. Joe's been taken to the White House, and he's now Secretary of the Interior.
He looks
So
like
here's all the problems. Solve them for me.
he looks Terry Crews as the president. He looks like a mix between Macho Man Randy Savage and Apollo Crews.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Is that his name? No, Apollo Crews is a wrestler. What's Rocky Apollo called?
Apollo Creed.
Apollo Creed. That's it. Yeah, kind of looks like Mr. America.
Wasn't there
He was a wrestler.
Guys, you're gonna tell me out. Wasn't there a black guy who was basically trying to be Randy Savage?
It was Jay Lethal, and he does such a good Macho Man impression that he took it on as a character and he called himself Black Machismo.
That's it.
I actually have a t-shirt, a Black Machismo t-shirt, because he came and wrestled in our hometown, and I bought one of his t-shirts off him. He's a thoroughly nice chap and an excellent wrestler, but yeah, he was Black Machismo for a
He's
while.
come out dressed as Randy Savage.
Yeah.
We can all appreciate Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh yeah, but yeah, he did an amazing impression as well, so good on you, Jay Lethal.
But it's worth pointing out that President Camacho is 5-time SmackDown champion.
Do you think that is a reference to, because the times were, SmackDown was a programme at that time, is that a direct WWE reference, do you think? Like he's a pro wrestler, because there was a
I
shot
think he's definitely a pro wrestler.
yeah, because there was a shot of pro wrestling in the opening.
Not to take away our respective love, but
Yeah.
a lot of these people would find pro wrestling
Yeah.
really appealing.
Well, that is kind of the
Demographic.
stereotype, is that that's why for years they struggled to get advertising money from decent brands, because the common perception was anybody who watches that shit is thick, dumbass, trailer trash, broke shit, and we don't advertise to them. So, but that perception has shifted now. But yeah, so I think that is the joke in Idiocracy, is that yeah, they're not going to watch real sports anymore. They much prefer the blah, 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 blah of wrestling, and it makes perfect sense. Politics in the real world is already turned into WWE. It fucking has.
Yeah.
They cut promos, they don't give any factual information, they're just trying to stir your emotions and
Yeah.
make you hate the other team.
Yep.
And that's what they do, that's what a promo is in
Yep.
wrestling. There is
Do you
actually
think that
good...
Trump hung around with Vince a bit too much?
They're really good friends.
Exactly,
And
that's what I mean.
Linda McMahon, Vince's wife, is in Trump's cabinet. She is the minister. They don't call them ministers, do they, over there?
Secretary.
She's in charge of business, small business.
Wow. I didn't know that.
And people like to say in the comments, "Oh yeah, get a woman who runs $1 billion company to be in charge of small." They didn't start as $1 billion
Oh,
company.
didn't they?
They started with like 5 staff. So she maybe, you know.
There was no little bit, let's say.
Yeah.
And Vince was the fucking Vince was the ring announcer and commentator.
There you go. So
You know,
yeah.
because I always remember, because I stopped watching it for fucking years, and then I was like, Vince McMahon owns the fucking company, the weedy bloke who sat at the side of the stage and
Yeah.
called the fights.
Yeah.
Who the fuck does he own that?
That's when it all began to change.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're
Anyway.
tangenting.
So basically,
But it was linked, because Idiocracy, the president,
yeah, absolutely,
Yeah. Is a pro wrestler,
Yeah,
yeah.
there we go. So President Camacho's got a 3-point plan.
right?
Leave everything to Joe times 3.
That sounds like Teresa's Brexit plan. Leave it to chance.
There's food shortages, the cops aren't growing, there's a massive dust bowl. Yeah, leave everything to Joe times 3 is his 3-point plan, and if he doesn't do it,
In a
Yeah.
week.
in 1 week,
Back
he's
to
getting
jail.
thrown back in jail. But presumably he'll escape again.
Does he then start firing a machine gun?
Yeah, he does. There's literally, he just starts firing machines. One of the senators from, like, I think it's like South Carolina is like, yeah, you're shit, Camacho. And he fires a gun in the air, and then Camacho ends up, he starts firing a gun in the air. There's a lot of guns being fired in the air. Later on, when there's the arena scene. If do you remember the guitarists?
Yes.
All in the camouflage suits, all rocking backwards, all these like synchronisations. Bring that in today. Bring that in now.
I knew I had to Google because I recognised it, but I couldn't remember what they were playing or the chorus of Electric Guitarist. It's the Doors.
Yeah, the Changeling, isn't it?
Is that? I can't remember the fucking name now, but yeah, I did have to. It is definitely the Doors. I had to look it up.
Yeah, but the crops, anyway, the reason the crops aren't growing, well, as we know the reason the crops aren't growing, but the people in this future don't, is that they're being watered by Braundo energy drink. Mm-hmm. It turns out that Braundo...
But Ben, it's got electrolytes.
It's got electrolytes. It's got everything plants need. And you see this little montage of the cows drinking it. Because and it says, that's got everything cows need.
Yeah.
But water was deemed a threat to Braundo's profit margin.
Well, it would be.
So in the economic crash of 2330, they bought both the FDA and the FCC.
This is another one that hits home. Rings quite true, isn't it?
Big business buying government corporation, government offices.
And I think it almost, I'm paraphrasing, literally said they bought the FDC and the other one, and
FDA and FCC.
They could basically sell whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, they'll just pass it, it's fine.
That's already happening. Look at the shit we consume. Look at how much crap is in a McDonald's, how much crap is in a chocolate. I've got a can of energy drink here.
That is just liquid death.
Liquid diabetes. Yes. I'm literally diabetes in a can. But hey, it can't be that bad for me, or it wouldn't be allowed to sell it, would they?
That depends how many of them we have in a day, Gaz.
Yeah, but even one is really fucking bad for you. But
I think that one is something like 40% of your sugar allowance for the day.
Oh, I'm sure this goes way above your
have a
daily.
look while you're there. I'm intrigued now. I know Gatorade is something like 20%. That's got electrolytes too, which is what you crave. It's advertising brainwashing, isn't it? Because he's literally sat there in the office with all the other secretaries. He's like, we need to give the plants water. And they were like, Braundo's got electrolytes. Oh, well, electrolytes, that's what plants crave. Why do plants crave it? Because it's got electrolytes, and that's all they've got.
Yep.
That's literally the entire response.
Yeah, which is happening now, isn't it?
Yeah. So
you get people just sort of repeating the line without even thinking about it.
Yeah. But Brexit means Brexit.
Yeah, perfect example.
It doesn't have it doesn't give you a percentage of your recommended daily amount, but I can tell you that this 500ml can contains 24 grams. That's 2.4, not 2.4. 24 grams of sugar.
Wow.
Fuck me. But like I said, it can't be that bad, or they wouldn't sell it, would they?
It's got electrolytes in it, it's fine.
I mean, you should be able to eat McDonald's 3 times a day, every day, and it'll be fine, won't it? Otherwise it wouldn't be on sale, would it?
That's it.
Come on. They've got our best interests at heart.
What I do love was the Secretary of Education in this movie. At one point he's looking down the barrel of the and he's the thickest of the lot of them.
He's the Secretary of Education, he's looking into a crystal globe and
he goes, oh. And then they go out on the bus to look at these crops, and he's trying to, come on, why are they, this is electrolytes. And the Secretary of Education's on top of the bus on a twin-linked 50 cal, just firing now and again. Why do they need a twin-linked 50 cal on that bus, I don't know. But
and why is the Secretary of Education managing it?
That's also a valid point. So, after basically Joe going through all this, well, why do they need electrolytes? Because Braundo says they do. He convinces them he can talk to plants. And they want water, and he also convinces the others that they can hear it because they're that suggestible.
Yep.
And so finally the crops get their water, which is also going to cure the Dust Bowl problem.
Yep.
And the food shortage straight away. Boom, 2 of the 3 things.
She's cooking with gas.
Yeah. Problem is though that half the country works for Braundo. And the stocks fall and half the country gets laid off.
And I like that it's all a computer thing, because you see the guy working for the energy drink and he's just like, yeah, it's a computer program, it's sacked half of us, I don't have a job, and he's like a high up guy. So they've just left it all to these computers, which were probably put in place by a previous generation. And yeah, I like that, the computer's just gone, oh fuck, we're losing money, so...
Lay half the people off.
It's a bit like the Thanos snap.
Yeah.
50% of you gone.
Oh, that cold clinical logic.
I would have survived the snap.
We haven't got. It's random.
Yeah, but I would have survived.
You got with my ego. Wow.
Yeah, I've got to be one of the people that fights to save all you people that disappeared.
There's
in
a
the snap.
cult leader in coming here. You don't want to meet him. But I don't survive Thanos' snap.
Hang on. Spoilers. Listener. Spoilers. Seriously. Captain Marvel. I'm not going to spoil the movie, but I thought this was amazing. It's set in 1995, isn't it?
Yeah. They've de-aged Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes. Well, remember around that time, 95, Stan Lee, before he was uber famous, when comic books were still underground, he appeared as himself in Mallrats, the Kevin Smith movie. And apparently in Captain Marvel, you see Stan on his way to make Mallrats reading the script, and it literally says on the script, Mallrats by Kevin Smith.
Wow.
So that means Stan actually exists as Stan in the Marvel Universe, and so does Kevin Smith.
Wow.
Hey!
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Love Mallrats.
Also, I should point out all the incels have been fucking voting it down on Rotten Tomatoes,
Aye.
even though everyone seems in agreement that it's actually a really good film.
Yeah, fuck those people. I heard Marcus Brigstock doing an awesome piece of stand-up on the Now show, basically just saying like, you know, like in Thanos, when he did the snap and he assembled all the gems into his infinity gauntlet and like wiped out 50% of the... I really liked that bit, it was well done, but Captain Marvel being a woman, that's just very unrealistic. Oh, fuck off, you silly. And the thing is, she's a fucking woman in the books.
Yeah, of course.
So
Yeah,
fuck
she is.
off. She started as a man, and then the power was passed on to Carol Danvers, and she's a fucking incels. Ugh.
Yeah.
What a sad shitty to try and sabotage a movie. I'm gonna vote it down.
Well, this thing is, that thanks to the Last Jedi, at least this has been recognised now, and people are like, you know what, fuck you. We're not, because who leaves a review?
Exactly.
I don't go to the cinema and go, oh, you know what? I'm going to give that 5 stars. I just go and tell some people.
Yeah.
I don't leave reviews.
This will get me laid, finally. 1 star.
But it's...
Fucking snooker ball in a sock. Whoop off.
I agree with you on that one, to be fair. They're dangerous people, you know.
We should set up like a sting. We'll just put posters up. Free sex.
Right.
We'll hide in an abandoned pub, direct
Okay.
them all there, thinking it's going to be the biggest orgy of their lives. Lights come on, we just fucking mow them down, do the world a favour.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, alright.
And I'd like to raise concern. We're getting a bit eugenicsy
They're
again.
fucking incels, Mike, they deserve it.
They're horrible bastards. You never read anything about them or listened to anything.
They are horrific. We'll
Yeah,
do an
I've never heard of
episode.
them
Yeah,
before.
there will be an episode that...
They wish, like, they basically think the government should provide sex for them, right? They call them, Debbie's and
Stacys
Stacys
and
and
Brads.
Chads and
Chads.
Stacys. They're like successful people that can breed and have social skills because they were lucky enough to be born with personalities and good looks. And they've even become they have like a terrorist element to them. Because one guy, Toronto, I think, or it was definitely Canada, did the whole use a car as a weapon, mow down some people. And it was to raise awareness.
He was
of
like the
his
first, wasn't he?
incel cause.
Yeah, he was like the first
Yeah.
one.
They have so
First
much.
martyr.
They have so much hatred towards
They do.
women.
They are dangerous people. They
fucking
really are.
horrible, foul little.
1 star for Captain Marvel.
Fuck off.
This just boils down to the fact that they're not getting laid, so they hate women.
All right then, I'll reach a compromise. No, the government should not provide you with a government-sanctioned sex worker. They maybe could give you a fleshlight.
Yeah, go for that. Yeah, give
One
it that.
step above from your hand. From what I've heard, it's quite a few steps up from your hand.
I have
Actually,
no idea, to be fair.
apparently they're pretty awesome, but the problem is, I hate to get graphic, you got to clean the fuckers
That's
out.
the issue.
And I imagine, can you imagine now, right, the joy of fucking your fleshlight and you're like, oh my god, it really is like a real fanny, oh, this is the best fucking few £100 I ever spent, oh! You finish,
Yeah.
fast forward a few frames, and you stood at your sink, undoing the bottom half of your fleshlight.
Yeah.
emptying out your seed,
Yeah.
washing it through. How do you think you feel about yourself at that moment? Do you think you look up at the mirror and just go, "Ooh"?
Yeah. I think I'd have to cover the mirror.
I can't look at me right now.
I think that's what I'd have to do. Maybe wear shades and a hat and a fake moustache.
It's like
Call myself Randy.
they say it on Space, don't they? It's basically like after a wank, you sort of walk in on yourself because it's over and you're there. The porn's still blaring away on the screen. You're covered in your own spilled seed, and it's like you just walked in on yourself and gone, "What the fuck, bro?"
Yeah, it felt really good though.
Hey! But it's a universal problem faced by us all. I would just encourage the incels to embrace it,
Yeah, absolutely.
because that's all you're ever going to get, so don't kill people.
They will.
It's not women's fault, it's yours. So yeah, that's my rant of the week.
Yeah,
And
there
on
will,
that
be,
note,
there will be an episode, to be fair.
yeah, I think I need another piss, sorry
Fair
lads.
enough. We're back. Joe gets arrested again, because obviously the violent, angry, not intelligent mobs forming around the country, because they're all now unemployed. I love that it's called the Extreme Court, and it's on the Violence Channel.
Extreme Court!
And that Joe is sentenced to a night's rehabilitation.
Do you know what his crimes were?
Oh no, go on.
Yeah.
For being a dick,
That's right,
for
yeah.
escaping from jail, and for fucking up lots of shit.
Seems fair. And in the clip, I was like, well, what's rehabilitation? And then you saw a guy getting ran over by a giant lawnmower. Like, literally a giant lawnmower.
Giant ride on.
And you're like, ah! Like this. And Joe is chained to a rock.
Yeah, I like that, because he can't. Last time we just walked up, so he's like, yeah, they've solved it. Just tied me to a big rock.
Yeah.
Which is pretty smart for dumb people.
It is, actually.
Yeah.
He sends basically me to Regis, go and find the time machine, get out of here. You know, just fuck it.
Yeah.
He saves the arena, and there's two massive monster trucks. One with like a pneumatic drill, pneumatic jackhammer, would be the word,
there you go.
jackhammer. I'm aware that I'm making a wanking motion with my
I didn't want to
hand.
say anything.
And another one with a massive drill on it.
Yeah, they're pretty beastly looking
They
machines.
are.
I'd watch that sport. For definite. That's the thing, I
Does end
sometimes
in death
worry.
though.
Because the thing is, I think I've got a lot in common with my redneck brethren. Because I'd be happy eating a cold hot dog and a warm beer and watching like giant monster truck machines smash into each other.
Yeah, who wouldn't? It's cool.
You know, and
We're talking about like in this
I
situation.
don't want it 24/7 on my screens.
Are we talking about in this situation where it's rehabilitation?
oh no, just
Oh, it's just a
in
monster truck
general.
show?
No.
Well, I think the difference is, yes, I might be like my redneck brethren in the fact that I like pro wrestling and monster trucks, but I sort of balance it out with books, the occasional lecture that I listen to, you know, a bit of education sprinkled amongst my cheese.
I, for one, have a guilty pleasure for NASCAR, and I hate motorsport. I do, but I understand NASCAR because you don't go to watch the race. You got to eat steaks cooked off the back of your pickup truck on the barbecue you've got on the tailgate, and you get absolutely fucking slaughtered. And you occasionally turn around when there's an accident, and there's a 20-car pile up, and they show it on the big screen in super slow mo, and then you go back to getting pissed.
It's as American as warm apple
And you see,
pie.
I could do that. Not Formula One, where something goes round the track every 2 minutes and I'm sitting there drinking a fucking £7 lager that's warm and weak as shit.
It's weird. I should like motorsports, but I don't. I like weird things like, let's say, if I was flicking the channels back in the day and Eurosport was on, and there was some truck racing happening.
Yeah.
Tractor pulling.
Yeah, there's some weird like that.
Live tractor pulling.
I'll watch this.
I did actually watch it.
I would just RAF Cosford, the local Air Force base, take on an RAF team on Eurosport.
The world's strongest
They really
man I
do
sometimes watch. That's fun.
I like that. World's strongest man. Point-to-point racing. That would be more interesting than Formula One to me.
Curling.
With the old,
Can't not curling.
Curling.
Love curling.
Oh my god.
So it's the anticipation, it's the suspense.
No.
If this is America with all the stupid people, imagine what like Japan would be with like
What?
Takeshi's Castle and all that.
Yeah,
Oh.
they'd be watching giant robots fight. or
Yeah,
something,
probably, yeah.
What would Britain be?
Oh, it's shit. It's that fucking
It would still be
inflatable fucking assault course in the water, isn't it?
It would still be football probably if we were the Idiocracy, but it would be like it would have devolved into like they're kicking around a sheep's head
Like
or something.
Blood Bowl.
And they've got spikes on their fucking knees, like so. Basically, Speedball 2.
Yeah.
I think that's
Well,
the
again,
second
that was-
week in a row I fucking mentioned Speedball 2. That was one of my favourite Mega Drive games, man. Or Sega Genesis for our American listeners.
Do you remember Smash TV?
Yes, that was a good
That
game.
was a good game, wasn't it?
I
Definitely.
don't remember that.
Yeah, you were like in a room and like loads of enemies poured in, didn't they? And you had
I
to.
think the story was you were taking over a TV
Yeah.
station or something along those lines. But classics.
You just got to kill as many people as you can, basically.
Fair enough. That's the film. So Joe's. So there's the two monster trucks. One with a pneumatic drill, pneumatic hammer. The other with a drill. And Joe's got a car, a little shitty car with his rock on the back.
Yeah.
It's also got a floppy cock on the front.
that's
A
sad
massive
dildo.
floppy cock. He's still chained to the rock, and he uses to get out of the car, basically by using his what intelligence he has to stop the car very quickly. The rock falls out.
Yeah.
He is then pulled out, which looks quite painful to be
Yeah,
fair.
where it ripped his foot off.
Yeah. And the two monster trucks basically crash into one another
Explode.
and explode.
Yay.
But in the meantime, the all-time champion,
Beef Supreme.
Beef Supreme.
What a name.
See, he tried to get into the... I missed that bit. So.
He's
He tried to get... He's the all-time
built
best
a
retail
machine.
officer. He's built a massive machine that comes to the door.
And then it sort of destroys itself because the sort of entranceway that it tries to force itself through collapses in on top of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just that's such a good joke because it's just like, yeah, he's gone and built the ultimate. Like that one's not big enough. I'm gonna build a giant one. Never once considering how do I get it in the arena.
And this is a puzzle because they're still building monster trucks.
Well, they must have some level of competency.
And that Beef Supreme was played by Luke Wilson's brother.
Wow, I thought you looked familiar with it because, yeah.
Beef Supreme, that's a name for a wrestler, definitely.
Definitely. He's got a flamethrower as well, hasn't he? He's because he gets pulled out the truck.
Oh, mate, I've just thought of the ultimate, not the ultimate, but a good wrestling character, Beef Wellington. You're an upper crust sort of lord.
Everyone
You're
hate you immediately though.
Yeah, exactly. You need heels, but you're also really muscly, so you're Beef Wellington. There you go.
You're ring tied, you come on, you'd have like epaulets and
You have
a
tails,
gold vest with epaulets on.
top hat and tails.
No, you're Wellington, aren't you? You gotta look to the...
Sir Beef Wellington. You peasants. You ugly peasants in the front row. I spit at you. Yeah. Anyway, I already know my wrestling character.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, the educated hooligan.
Right.
He's a football hooligan who went to university. I'll leave gaps in your teeth, but not in your knowledge, because I studied on the streets and in college.
Wow.
Got it all worked out.
Fantastic. That's amazing.
Just need some athletic ability and...
Well, in the meantime, Rita has sent Frito out with a cameraman to film the crops growing. They've seen the crops growing
Yeah.
while Joe's in the arena, driving around with a massive floppy cock on the front of his car. She's seen the crops growing, but no one else can see it, and that's the reason he's in there, because he hasn't solved the problem in the first place. So they go to a Starbucks, sadly, and they end up getting wanked off and having a coffee.
Yeah.
And then finally Frito realises he's actually there to remember, he's actually there to film the fucking crops. After punching out the camera guy and then taking the camera. The President Camacho immediately pardons Joe and makes him the Vice President.
Quite rightly.
Yeah. Joe wants to go home though, he's not interested, he wants to stay there, he wants to go back to where he's just normal and average and not a Vice President.
Yeah.
Rita wants to stay because of a pimp boyfriend. But
Yeah.
pimp's love is different from any other kind of love. Poor old Upgrade. Never knew what happened to his favourite hoe.
I love it when
We
they
did,
see...
'cause there's an end scene, did you watch to the end?
No.
Oh, it comes on after the credits, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the pod opens and Upgrade walks out.
No way.
Strutting down the street. So Upgrade did follow.
Wow.
I like when they're asleep at the White House and just before the mob comes and like a brick comes in through the window and she just sits up in bed and goes, "Oh shit, it's Upgrade!"
Yeah.
And there is the long running joke of Not Sure thinking that that she's a painter.
Oh, yes,
and
good.
he's her agent.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe, yeah,
Keep
not sure.
painting.
I've just kept to Joe to keep it simple.
You keep painting, I will.
There's that bit where she tries to phone him, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Picks up the phone at the beginning. She's like, "I'm looking for upgrade with 2 Ds. There's 2,000 residents with that name in this county."
What a name.
Yeah, but everyone's called like Chardonnay, aren't they?
Chardonnay. Oh dear, I wonder how many poor children of the 80s were named Chardonnay.
Oh, the early 90s as well, early 2000s as well. This is one of the names that never goes away. Yeah. President Camacho begs Joe to stay. No, he's made up his mind. Rita's gonna stay though. She's like, well, I had shit all back home. Why not be one of the cleverest people in the world here?
Yeah.
Why not? Turns out the time machine is actually just a really historically inaccurate ride.
Yeah.
Where Charlie Chaplin was the leader of the Nazi party.
I kept thinking that it was going to turn out to be a clock. Do you know what I mean? Like time machine. I kept thinking there's no way it's a time machine. But no, that's even better that it's a shitty ride with Nazi dinosaurs
Yeah.
in the diorama. It's like two dinosaurs, one with a Nazi flag, one with an American flag. And does it say something like, I can't remember what president it says, but they un-Nazified the world or something.
That's
like
not, no,
that.
it was the UN. It wasn't the UN, it was the
Yeah,
UN.
that's it.
And they denazified the world.
The un.
So yeah, towards the end of the film, it's the end of the film. Joe is elected the president because he's the smartest man on the planet. He marries Rita. He has 3 of the smartest children on the planet. And Frito is Fredo is the vice president. He has like 8 wives and 32 kids. They're all thick as shit.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And their line is probably going to get, it's only 3 kids in there, so he ain't going to.
Well,
It's all just going to keep going. the way it
Yes.
has
Yeah,
been.
unless of course he actually managed to implement education and stuff. Because it would be really easy to stay in power in that scenario, wouldn't it? What do you mean I've only done 2 terms? Can't you people count?
Yeah.
No, you can't. I've only done 1.
And they probably
And
believe
just change the rules anyway.
Yeah.
It's in your best interests if I'm president till I die. New rule.
Actually, I read an article today. There's a chance, people think there's a chance that, let's say that Donny doesn't get re-elected in 2020.
Yeah.
He could just turn around and go, fake news.
Yeah.
I'm not
Fake
leaving. Fake
election,
news, fake
fake
election,
election.
fake news, fake election.
That's the worry, isn't it?
And not leave. And they're like, well, what do we do? Because we can't get the police or the army to go in because they're all sworn to the president. But if he's refusing to leave the office, he's still the president.
Oh, somebody would put a fucking bullet in his head, wouldn't they? They would.
You know, 'cause
Yeah.
what if he
He's got
said
a
he
lot of
wanted to-
sycophants, hasn't he?
what
His
if he
core
said,
base, and they've all got guns. This is the thing, they're all gun-toting.
yeah,
It's mad though, isn't it? Of all the supposed guns.
Imagine if they believed that the establishment cheated them out of Donald Trump as their president.
that's
They've
it for another
cheated
8
us.
years, for another 4 years.
We're not taking this. You know, we're not having this.
We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it.
And then my prediction of a civil war will come true.
Yeah, well, this is interesting, isn't it? I mean, because he doesn't want to leave. Doesn't matter if he doesn't. The result goes in against him or not. He ain't gonna want to leave.
No. He ain't going to suffer the ignominy of failing as...
Of defeat, is he?
Yeah, no way.
He doesn't lose
I
unless he
don't
gets made
know.
bankrupt 6 times.
I think give him another couple of years, he might be ready to just go and play some golf.
I think the only way he would do it is if he said, basically just resigned.
Did you see him in Alabama signing
Or it
Bibles
could
in a
just,
day?
or it could just go how it usually goes. There'll be,
He'll get impeached.
well, no, he'll do his 8 years and he'll just leave.
Oh, they say, what if he doesn't get
Yeah.
elected?
Yeah, but I think that's fucking scaremongering and that, isn't it? I mean, he's not. It's
I don't
unprecedented.
know, mate. You know what his supporters are like? They ain't the
And
brightest.
his own narcissism.
Serious,
I mean,
think about what you said. So he's literally going to go, no, no, no. My presidency is not over.
He's a petulant
I'm
little
still the
kid.
president.
it's fake news. It's a fake election. It was rigged.
I do think that the structure of the American system might prevent him, because the army surely wouldn't side with him. They'd side with
He's
the
commander in
elected.
chief.
Yeah, but if there's been an election,
Then you split the army. Then don't you? The people who believe Trump and the people who don't.
I don't think there's that many that like him.
I don't think. I just.
Of course they do. It's make America great again. It's the armed forces. That's what the entire
It
armed
depends who
forces
the
are about.
alternative is. If the alternative is like Tulsi Gabbard, who's anti-war, she wins the Democratic nomination, and there's no way they're going to support her. So then maybe.
You know, she'd be like president in exile.
Oh, it's going to be fine.
Well,
How long's he got left? 2 years?
A year.
A year?
2020 elections, aren't they?
He'll have had enough by
18
the
months,
end of it. He'll have had enough by the end of it. That's my prediction. I don't think he's the cartoon villain that, you know.
But did you see he was signing Bibles in Alabama after the tornado?
No.
It was incredible. He was signing Bibles.
What an idiot.
This was written by me.
You might as
I'm
well.
the greatest Bible writer in the world. Nobody writes Bibles like me. Nobody.
So what's the Dunning-Kruger effect
I
then?
just like this idea, sorry to go back a bit, just, no! They're trying to drag him, no! I'm still a
He's got the
president!
door frame.
Yeah. No!
They've got him by the legs. Secret Service agents got him by the legs. He's hanging on with the door frame. His wig's coming off.
Mr. Trump, you've done your 8 years, no! Yeah, bless him.
It's more about the 4 years though, isn't it? You can do 8. He'd go after 8. He'd have to. But it's the 4 years.
Jesus, I was having a bit of a Mandela effect then, because honestly, in my head, that didn't sound wrong. That this, oh, has he already been there 7 years? 1 more to go? So it's only been 3 years since we've had Trumpy baby. So he could just win and do another 4 then, couldn't
Yeah,
he?
he could win, but if he doesn't win, the danger is will he claim...
Oh, now I see what you're saying.
Fake
I thought you
election,
were
fake
basically
news.
saying he gets to the end of his 8 years and just goes, no, I'm changing the laws.
No.
Right. If the vote doesn't go his
So
way,
let's say
then
that, I
he'll
don't
just
know,
say it's all fake.
Bernie beats him. I don't know, just plucking a name at the Democratic hat. Let's say Bernie beats him, and he goes, nah, fake election, it was rigged. I'm not leaving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, last election he said there's like fake voters, 4 million fake voters.
So what happens then? 'Cause
And
who
that was
does
him,
the army
and that was him.
follow?
He won, and he still made excuses. He was like, should have won by a bigger margin. Fake.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck
Could
him.
he handle losing?
I don't think he can.
He has
I
no
think his
choice if he
supporters-
does lose.
They've all got like guns and all nutters.
Well, not all of them, but his
Well,
core base
his
of
core base.
evangelicals that you'd argue would pick up a gun, or certainly some of them will pick up a gun. And
Yeah, the
because
people
they
who
think he was
believe in
sent by
Q,
God himself.
The people who believe in Q, they're not going to accept it.
Yeah, but they think he was sent by God
Exactly.
himself.
Yeah, them too.
I mean, that's in the memes. It's incredible.
Ah, fuck them. It's their problem, not ours.
Right, so who wants to do the Dunning-Kruger effect then?
Go on then. So what is this? Is this what was happening in Idiocracy?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's also a band, isn't it?
Gotta be a shit band.
But did the effect come first?
Well, who knows?
Or did the band? So, in the field of psychology, the Dunning-Kruger effect is a cognitive bias in which people of low ability have illusory superiority and mistakenly assess their cognitive ability as greater than it is. I'm looking at you, Ben. No, I'm joking. The cognitive bias of illusory superiority comes in the inability of low ability people to recognise their lack of ability. Without the self-awareness of metacognition, low ability people cannot objectively evaluate their competence or incompetence. As described by social psychologists David Dunning and Justin Kruger, no relation to Freddie, the cognitive bias of illusory superiority results from an internal illusion in people of low ability and from an external misperception in people of high ability. That is, the miscalibration of the incompetent stems from an error about the self, whereas the miscalibration of the highly competent stems from an error about others.
Yeah, that is quite difficult to understand. So
I don't know.
I'll let John Cleese explain it. He explains it a
Okay.
bit simpler.
John Cleese, the noted psychologist.
Well, he knew Dunning. He's friends
okay.
with him apparently. He says in this little clip. So
I think the problem with people like this is that they are so stupid that they have no idea how stupid they are. You see, if you're very, very stupid, how can you possibly realize that you're very, very stupid? You'd have to be relatively intelligent to realize how stupid you are. There's a wonderful bit of research by a guy called David Dunning at Cornell, who's a friend of mine, I'm proud to say, who's pointed out that in order to know how good you are at something requires exactly the same skills as it does to be good at that thing in the first place, which means, and this is terribly funny, that if you're absolutely no good at something, at all, then you lack exactly the skills that you need to know that you're absolutely no good at it. And this explains not just Hollywood, but almost the entirety of Fox News.
So basically, if you're that stupid, you don't know you're that stupid.
Yeah.
So you just keep saying stupid things.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like the council in the film, and they're like, it's what plants crave, gives electrolytes.
Yeah.
Well, we
They're
touched
stupid
on it
that they
earlier.
don't know their stupidity about the topic, so they think they know everything because they're stupid.
We said it earlier though when we said that like part of being intelligent is knowing just how little you know comparatively
Oh, Socrates.
to people above you. It's like I think the example I said earlier is I consider myself fairly intelligent, but you sit me down next to the world's greatest astrophysicist and suddenly I'm not very intelligent, am I? Comparatively.
Unless you're in a pub quiz and
it requires
wrestling comes on as a category, in which case you're laughing, aren't you? Unless he's a massive wrestling fan too.
It requires a certain level of intelligence for me to be able to put myself in the scale, if you know what I mean. To be able to look
To
up
recognise.
and go, to recognise that I don't know as much as he does. It's like, speaking
we all
of John
fall into
Cleese,
that.
what's that sketch? I look down on him.
Yeah.
You know, where there's the three of them. It's like,
Yeah.
I think all three of us here have the ability to look up and go, alright, I'm not up there with the astrophysicists, but I'm sure as fuck not down there with the turd chewers.
The trouble with the turd chewers,
They don't know they're turd chewers.
They
They
think
think they're operating on the same level
Yeah.
as the astrophysicists. What makes you so much smarter than me? My opinion counts. Well, does it?
that's the paradox, you see.
But that's the thing, that's...
So they'll argue their point, like you say, it's like that thing with a pigeon. They'll argue their point because they believe that they know everything.
Playing chess with a pigeon.
Yeah.
So you make all the right moves, you completely destroy their argument, but then they kick the pieces over and shit on the board and leave.
Yeah. Well, when I was probably around 18, 19, in my arrogance, I was starting to become aware that I was intelligent, and I could feel that I was more intelligent than, without sounding like a cunt, with a lot of people that I was friends with. Okay? And when I met someone who was smarter than me, like, it was like, I'm like, oh shit, this guy's clever. But in my arrogance, I thought I fucking knew it all. I really did think, like, fuck me, I'm on a different level than other people. I fucking know it all, mate. I've got this fucking life and this world thing all sussed out, mate.
Yeah, no, I was the same, 19, absolutely.
Then there's a bit of a crisis in sort of like the late 20s to early 30s of starting to realise, fuck me, I don't know me cock from me elbow, comparatively. And also then I suppose you can extrapolate this, that there's this fable that I always get wrong, but it's something to do with, like, there's these sheep in a field and they're happy as fucking shit and they're chasing each other around all day, and there's a pig in the field next to them and he fucking looks at these sheep all day, like, with absolute fucking disdain. Like, these stupid little fucking woolly pricks. They fucking follow each other around, happy as Larry, rolling in their shit. They're fucking morons. And the reason the pig hates them so much is because they're happy. Because they've got no concept of the fact that they're sheep. They fucking love being sheep. They fucking love the old sheepy life. And Mr. fucking intelligent pig sat on the other side, he can intellectualise it all and fucking, but he's not happy. He's jealous. He would like to be.
That's the old saying, ignorance is bliss.
And, yeah, it's true. And if ignorance is bliss, why aren't more people happy? So yeah, that doing the way it was described in the Wikipedia page was just a very flowery way of saying what we've basically just said. The turd eater at the bottom paradoxically doesn't have the brains to know he's a turd eater, but that also paradoxically makes him happier in general.
Brexit.
And they just keep popping out sprogs.
Yeah. Hey, I walk through Dory High Street every day with the dog. Believe me, I've seen it all, mate. I've seen it all. I've seen every aspect of fucking Kem's estate life. Believe you me.
So for me, the only solution is to have an educated population, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
Or
Education's the key.
Or castration.
That's it, or castration.
Well, the thing is,
So which way do you want to go?
well, the problem is,
Castration.
castration seems quite harsh, but it would take 2-3 generations to get that educational to kick in. So I mean, you've got to write off a generation, maybe 2.
Perhaps, but at least it
And
would
then
stop
go
the
ahead and-
downward trend, wouldn't it?
Well,
We're
as long
back
as the
on
guys after you keep it going.
Yeah, and we're
That's
back
the
up on
issue
the
you've
up,
got.
wouldn't we? Because at the moment we're destroying the world. You know, it could
And
be
we're getting
uninhabitable in 50 years.
Well,
But no one's doing anything about it.
Well, that's it. I mean, you can measure thickness though.
Okay, that's the kids'
if anyone-
problem, not mine.
Well, that's it.
I'm sure my old people's home will have air conditioning.
You can measure someone's intelligence, whether they support Tommy Robinson or not.
Well, there is that.
Or Stephen Axley Lennon, whatever his Tommy 10 names he's saying nowadays.
But it's not their fault, though. I mean, I don't particularly hate gammons. I dislike gammons, but I kind of pity them. I know it's not their fault. Do you know what I mean?
I think just swallow the bullshit.
Yeah.
It's not their fault.
It's not their fault.
The echo chamber, their Facebook echo chamber, is just
Yes.
giving them Tommy Robinson related that kind of shit constantly.
Yeah.
They
And
don't
that's
have
cheap.
the brains to think.
No.
A lot of young people as well, though.
Kind
guys.
of pity them.
A lot of young people as well in there, on Tommy's side.
Yeah,
not
but it's
their
not an
fault.
age thing.
It's not their fault they're uneducated.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? It's society that's let them down, hasn't it?
Well, I still think you've got to go to school and want to do stuff.
Well,
And
yeah, but if you're
If your social situation
exactly,
is
you don't find
parents don't give a shit.
you don't
at school,
find
so I
many
won't.
you don't find many uneducated wealthy people, do you?
no,
That's it.
not unless they're like builders.
Even
Tom
Boris
Mackett.
Johnson, a complete and utter buffoon. Even he's educated.
Yeah. Degree. Well, thing is, when these degrees are needed,
Educated,
it's also
expensive.
how much has your family donated to the college to get you that degree.
I think you'll find that uneducated people, there's a correlation between poverty.
Yeah, there is, but he's also born into wealth.
Here's a quote for
That
you.
helps, doesn't it?
We're on to the
That's
philosophical
the problem with
quotes.
the system, isn't it?
The philosophical quotes earlier. I don't know who the quote's from, but tyranny is the removal of nuance, right? So your fucking Tommy Robinson supporters don't know how nuanced and difficult and multifaceted geopolitical issues are, right?
Yeah.
To them it's just Muslims bad, white people good, control the borders, free speech.
Yeah.
It's that simple, right? They don't. It's not their fault. They don't. It's laid out to them in black and white as if it's a black and white issue. Tommy's right
Yeah.
or the government's right.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
haven't got, and it's not really their fault to know just how fucking complicated an issue like that. You can't sum it up in a.
You can't
sentence.
expect the newspapers and the mainstream media. You can't rely on them.
Yeah, because they've got their agendas.
Their own agenda.
And that kind of guy tends to read The Sun every day.
Or Daily Mail.
There's a great clip actually on it's a West Ham fan. He's got his West Ham shirt on,
I know the one.
and he's like, "Yeah, these foreigners, these immigrants are coming over here. They're taking our jobs, and they're not working." And you're like, "Well, you can't do both, mate." But to him,
Yeah.
that's the thing he's been fed. Oh yeah, their benefits grown, and they're taking your jobs, and
just-
their benefits grown.
Because
has
it benefits the
everything.
people at the
But
top. Yeah.
weirdly,
yeah.
he doesn't mind it when foreign players come and play for West Ham. He wouldn't turn down Lionel Messi at West Ham because he's Argentinian, would he?
But he hasn't got the intelligence to see the irony of it. To see that. Like,
That's what I mean.
yeah. So it's not. That's why I don't.
I bet there's a load of Liverpool fans. I bet there's a certain percentage of Liverpool fans
Oh,
that
yeah, I know
are
where you're going.
anti-Islam,
Yeah, I know where you're going with that, yeah.
and their best player is Mohamed Salah.
Yeah, who's a practicing Muslim.
Yeah.
In fact,
And they probably wouldn't even recognise the cognitive bias there.
Of
I
course
believe
not.
there was a game in the Champions League, and there was the final that year, I think it might have been the semi-final, where they were debating if he was going to play because he was held in Ramadan.
Yeah.
But-
Was it?
I bet the Liverpool fans were just praying he was going to play, weren't they? I bet they wouldn't have minded praying to Allah for that one if Mo Salah was going to play.
Well, here's a good example. A lad that I used to know and hang out with. Not the sort of person I'd normally choose to hang out with, but met through a friend. Nice guy, but very, very low on intelligence, right? How's this for stupidity? Alcoholism runs in his family genetically. Both parents alcoholic. He's a functioning alcoholic. And then one day in summer, we're all sat in a friend's garden having a barbecue, and his little baby, who's probably about 1, maybe a bit older, and he's letting the baby sip cider from the can.
Wow.
And you sat there thinking, so chances are that the genetic alcoholism is in that baby.
Well, it certainly
As-
will be by the time it's finished sipping the
Yeah,
cider.
as you've got it and both your parents have it. is introducing alcohol to the baby system age 1 really the best
It's
of
not
ideas?
great for a baby, is it?
Calms her down, mate. She'll be alright, mate. She just has a little sip. She'll be fine. Okay.
But then again, I should point out that I was my bottle was the dimple of my bottle was dipped in rum,
that's an old thing.
and a little bit of rum in the milk.
Yeah,
I had a
mate,
bit of whiskey when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That
Baby stopped me teething. I think.
is a world of difference from giving the can
Well, that's true.
to
Yeah,
the baby
yeah,
and letting the baby tip it into its mouth, right?
yeah. What is it?
But that
It's
guy-
with a violent baby.
But that guy has 2 children. They're probably going to go on to have. He's got 2. I should be careful because somebody could probably work out who it is. But anyway, 2 kids, and they can go on and reproduce and have more. Yeah, nice guy. Actually earns more money than I do, but I hate to say, is dumb as fucking rocks, and doesn't know he's dumb as rocks. He would get into shouting matches with any one of us sat here over things that he doesn't really understand, just through believing he's right,
Yeah.
but not having any knowledge of how little of the argument he knows, if you know what I mean.
The Dunning-Kruger effect.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know what the answer is. It's quite a good movie, you know. I guess that's what we're doing here.
Yeah.
We're reviewing the film.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, I agree with 6.6. I thought it was better the first time I watched it many years ago.
I remember it like
Yeah, it's a
it more
decent
than I
film.
It's a
do.
decent
Oh, yeah, I'm
film.
not saying
no
it's
issues
bad.
with it. It's a good
There's some
film.
funny bits in it.
There's some good funny bits in it.
I think
I like the
problem is-
message. The message, in fact, if anything, this film, in hindsight, is fucking prophecy.
I think
I mean,
Office Space is so perfect that maybe people were expecting something that level. Because Office Space, have you ever seen Office Space?
I haven't, to be fair.
It's fucking good, and it does actually hold up, to be fair. And it introduced me to that song. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster. Love that film. So yeah, so maybe people were expecting another home run from Mike Judge. Yeah, I liked it. I just think it could have definitely done with it. It was way too ambitious for the budget they had, in my
definitely.
opinion.
I think released today would do better.
I think
With a bigger budget.
remade with a bigger budget,
I think
released today.
Yeah, and if it was, because I think today it would get that massive cinema release because I think the studios know there's a lot of dumb people out there who would go and not. Thing is, the smart people would go and feel clever watching it, and the dumb people would go and would still feel clever over it because they don't think they're that dumb. The Dunning-Kruger effect.
There you go.
I mean, some of the Space Force videos we've watched, and some of the you know those Trump support videos we watch as well, in Weird News. That, for me personally, that wasn't that far off.
No,
This film,
we're getting there.
you know.
Well, are smartphones making us stupid?
Well, there's a question.
There's a report from the University of Texas at Austin, brain drain. The mere presence of one's own smartphone reduces available cognitive capacity.
That's interesting.
So during this study, the UT Austin researchers found that someone's ability to hold and process data significantly improved if his or her smartphone was in another room while taking a test to gauge attentional control and cognitive processes.
You know what? I fucking fully agree with it.
Yeah, participants who kept their phones in a pocket or bag also outperformed those who kept their phones on a desk while taking the same test. Again, even if the phone was turned off and face down on the desk, the mere sight of one's own smartphone seemed to induce brain drain by depleting finite cognitive resources.
It's like your brain's a CPU, isn't it? So we're now programmed, and I know that we all, the 3 of us sat here, certainly do this. Well, my phone's there. I'm having an itch to look at it.
I'm totally addicted to my phone, but
If I'm doing to do this, I'm trying to read something, I'm thinking of that. You know, it is brain drain. It's like sometimes you get a crash and you have to press Control-Alt-Delete and reset.
now, far be it from me to question the work of these scientists, but I'm going to. My point would be that although technically, okay, it might be draining the CPU power of your brain, I am much stupider without my phone than I am with it, and an internet connection. If you sat there and asked me what year did Socrates
Say his thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't got a fucking clue. You ask me when I've got my phone in my hand and I'll give you the answer.
Think about it another way. You're watching, I don't know, anything on the telly. Series that you're really into.
Yeah, I have to put the phone
They've done a
out of
study.
my
Yeah.
reach.
So what you're doing? So then that's what I think that's what it's getting at. So
Yeah.
if I'm watching, I
Reducing
watch
my ability to
yeah.
concentrate.
I watched the series Nightfall on Netflix. It's with the Knights Templar, and there will be an episode. This was completely factually, historically inaccurate. It's just dramatised sort of Knights Templar stuff, and it was kind of cool. It was all right. There's a bit of blood and gore, bit of political intrigue, right like that. But I bet you, I've missed. I certainly did at the start several crucial parts because I'm sat there, one eye on the telly, one eye on the phone in my hand.
Yeah.
I'm doing both.
Well,
That's what it's getting at, I think, is like we can't concentrate as well if our phone is anywhere in our eyesight pattern.
but I had to.
And what Gaz was saying, there's been a study on that, Gaz, it's called the Google effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lack of memory is created.
So
by
we're not
the
remembering things.
Because you haven't got
Yeah,
to.
because we don't need to. Because, well, like
None
Elon
of-
Musk said on the Joe Rogan show, he was asking about transhumanism and cyborgs and all that. He's like, you're already a cyborg. You're not attached to the phone, but it is part, like, it's like an extra chip, isn't it, in your CPU? But I see what you say. Our natural inbuilt memory is decreasing because our external hard drive is doing all the work for us. I guess that's a good analogy.
Yeah.
That's a great analogy.
Apparently 90% of people suffer from digital amnesia.
Digital amnesia, that'd be a good album.
Yeah. 70% of parents don't have their children's phone numbers memorised. Who remembers phone numbers now?
I haven't got a clue. I can remember the one from our first house.
49% do. No, in fact, many more adults are more likely to remember their childhood friend's home number from 15 or 20 years ago.
I want to show up. I remember my own number. Put my own number down. Dad's number, home number, dad's home number.
I haven't got a clue.
Yeah, I got about 4 or 5 in my head.
Yeah, but
I haven't
But
got
not as many as I would have years ago.
no.
I haven't got
And I remember losing my phone years ago, but I used to keep a backup on paper of all the phone numbers in my address book. And as soon as people would like add themselves, like, oh shit, I met so and so tonight, I got a new number, I'd update it. And if my phone broke, I'd have to carry that in my pocket and find a payphone, which of course I wouldn't be able to nowadays.
Or you open up a fucking, in a village, you open up a phone box now, and that's where they keep the defibrillator.
That's true, yeah.
Which is great if you're having a heart attack, but if you really need to ring the AA or something, a fucking what fucking hell.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess we just don't remember as many things as we used to. We don't need
Because
to.
we don't have to, yeah.
I mean,
At the same time, that's fantastic and concerning, isn't it?
who remembers, like, you make an appointment now, or whatever, you get text alerts.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
So I don't even bother to remember it now. It's like, there's a text alert on that, like an appointment, hairdressers or a dentist or whatever. Yeah, we got a text alert. Okay, that's it then.
this is a weird example, but because it scares me how bad my memory, the past is a fog to me, and I know I haven't helped with things I've done to myself. I was talking to one of my oldest friends who's from uni, and we were talking about my girlfriend at the time at uni, and he was like, oh man, I used to be jealous of you, she was really nice. I was like, yeah, she was really nice, wasn't she? And then I was with this girl 3 years, and I literally cannot picture in my mind exactly what she looked like naked. This wasn't that long ago, 12 years ago maybe. Like, I was with her for 3 years, and I've got this vague picture in my mind. But that's something that should be burned into there, isn't it? But it's gone. Everything is so foggy. I worry for when I'm going to be, I think, your worst case of Alzheimer's.
I hope we're not doing the show by then.
I'm 36 though, man, and I can't remember things.
Yeah, Alzheimer's can kick in sort of late 30s, early 40s.
It wouldn't surprise me with my memory. I know we joke about all the weed and the beer and all that. I do think I've frazzled some chemical
and now the
connections.
technology you're consuming, that's altering your brain as well. Apparently between the year 2000 and 2016, the average human attention span fell from 12 seconds to 8 seconds.
Wow.
Studies have shown that the blue enriched light, which is emitted by most electrons of a black backlit screen, can suppress the body's release of melatonin at night, Melatonin regulates your internal clock, and small amounts of it in your system can damage your ability to maintain a regular sleep schedule.
I'll go for that because every night when I get in from work, I'll sit on the laptop for a bit and then not go to bed until far too late.
Yep. Using your GPS for all navigation is damaging to your brain. A series of studies showed that people who rely on GPS to get around have less activity in the hippocampus, an area of the brain involved in both memory and navigation.
Yeah, there's places, I can vouch that there's places I drive to every week and I have the sat-nav on. If you took that sat-nav away from me, despite the fact I've driven there once a week for like 10 years, I would struggle getting you there without the sat-nav, because it does shut off that part of your brain. I love having it on even when I know where I'm going, because it really does, like, let's say if you don't have the sat-nav and you're on the road and you're thinking like, you got to be thinking like, is there an island? I'm sure there's an island coming up here in a minute. So like, you're thinking your phone, but with the sat nav, you can literally just glance at it and know that the island is in 0.9 miles. So you just maintain your speed and you're fine, and then you know the island's coming, and you just go on to autopilot. You completely shut up. Whereas somebody who's thinking about where they're going, is like, I'm sure it's. You get up to the island with the fire station, then I think it's left out. Oh yeah, now I remember, I recognise that, and all that is gone from me. I completely eliminate that part of the job because there's just a fucking screen there at the corner of my eye directing me.
Your dad was a lorry driver.
Yeah, and he replied on maps.
Yeah.
Actual maps and knowledge. And people, the best is when people are like, oh, you're a driver. How do I get to him? And I, have you got a sat nav, mate? Ask him.
That's the thing.
It definitely resonates with me, that bit. You definitely shut off a part of your mind when you're driving with a sat nav. Definitely.
I don't drive, so I can't.
It's just there, you just glance at it.
I believe you.
I can fully believe it, because I've been given directions before off a sat nav to the driver.
Yeah.
Google Maps on the phone, and you're like, and I'm watching the screen rather than the road.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not driving, so obviously that's not an issue. But I'm like, you're going to come to an island at 100 metres, and it's you want to take the first left off that.
Completely.
And then I look up at the scenery.
Well, let's say it's like, I know I'm approaching a roundabout because it's told me. I haven't even really consciously got to think about what lane I need to be in, because based on whether it's pointing left or right, straight away my brain knows left lane, right lane, and just autopilot.
Yeah.
Never thinking about it, which leaves me lots of awesome time to concentrate on the podcasts I'm listening to.
Still multitasking, though, that's the main thing.
Definitely. Well, I think...
Well, going back to your drug days, Gaz, apparently the internet is just as bad. A 2012 study showed that spending too much time on the internet can actually cause changes in the brain that mimic those by drug and alcohol dependence. Internet addicts have abnormal white and grey matter in their brains, which disrupts the regions responsible for processing emotion and regulating attention and decision making.
Fucking hell.
There's nothing wrong with my emotions, and I really
fucked
need
on
a
both
piss.
fronts there. Smoke too many drugs and too much on the internet.
Does masturbation count?
Yes.
Man.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
Okay, so let's move on to a bit of weird news and full Alex to finish. So what we got first? I'll do the first one. Oh,
Do you want to just explain the game show?
I'll do that when we get to full Alex.
Oh yeah,
The weird
fuck,
news
I said it
first.
right, brain fart. Ignore me.
Scientist discovers jellyfish-like creature with a transient anus that only appears when it is needed.
That's the second album's name, Transient Anus.
Transient anus. To be fair, my ex-girlfriend had a pretty transient anus. It certainly got around.
Did she like to ride her bicycle?
Her anus led a very transient lifestyle. Is
She
all I
liked to
can
ride
say.
her bicycle.
People liked riding her bicycle, I can tell you that.
Was she a fat-bottomed girl?
No, no. Quite the opposite. Oh. Anyway.
Anyway, moving on. A scientist has stumbled upon a jellyfish-like creature with one unique feature and a not-so-dirty secret. A transient anus that only appears when it needs to defecate and disappears as soon as it excretes waste.
Wow. That'd be pretty useful.
I think that's got to be the follow-up title to Interdimensional Penis.
Hang on,
Transient.
the warty comb jelly
Warty comb jelly.
Warty comb jelly.
Oh, that does sound. I don't want that on me fucking toast.
There's an album name, Warty comb jelly. Warty comb jelly.
Fucking hell.
I'm not going to read the Latin name, if that's alright with you guys.
Memiopsis. And I'm not going to try the second one.
Yeah, see what I mean? Also known as the sea walnut, resembles a jellyfish, which is actually a species of tentaculate centaur, as detailed in an article published in Invertebrate Biology. Well, it's on my reading list. I don't know about you boys. It's on my toilet list.
Well, I watched SpongeBob. Does that count?
Yeah, I guess so. It doesn't have
Created by an actual marine biologist, I'll have you know. Yes, it was.
All I know is the Kurgans in it.
No, yes, Stephen... Forgotten his name now. Shit. Moving on.
Oh, anyway. It doesn't have a visible anus most of the time. Instead, the comb jelly forms an anal pore that ejects digested food once the gut has filled up. After it's finished its business, the hole neatly closes up again.
Wow.
This is the really spectacular finding here, Sydney Tam of the Marine Biological Laboratory in Woods Hole, Massachusetts.
He's an insanity.
If humans had
Sydney
this
Tam.
ability, though, to make your anus disappear, it would definitely bring down the prison rape numbers, wouldn't it?
Certainly would.
Can't rape me, haven't got a bum. Ooh, you little tease, I saw you do this shit earlier, I knew you had a bum. I only have a bum when I need a poo. Can't rape me.
Well, it would, yes.
If he hides in the toilet. The actual toilet bowl.
Well, if he wants to rape me that bad, I'll just let him shag me. If he's determined enough to climb into the cistern.
He'd hide there with an erection waiting for you specifically.
And just as you take a shit, he invades you.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, you know what, you can't argue with the planning, can you?
I would probably look down the bowl.
You know what, you wanted that bad, fine.
I'd say yes.
But it's not rape anymore, though.
Mate.
It's not rape, I'm consenting, I'm going to ruin it for you.
Have a shower. Get out the shit box. Have a shower. Seduce me. Put some music on. Tell me some jokes. Don't hide in the toilet and wait for my arsehole to appear. Wine me, dine me. Come on.
Make me want my anus to appear. I'm asking.
You go to dinner parties. You're like, you want to see a magic trick? Look, no anus. But watch this. Eat a bit of food. Anus!
And then you defecate onto their carpets.
Yes. But they forgive you because they were so impressed with the disappearing anus trick.
There we go.
Well, all I'm saying is they're going to isolate the gene in this jellyfish, and one day there will be
Humans will have a disappearing anus.
Yes. Having a visible anus will be seen as like ugly and like lowbrow. You know what I mean? Like the Kardashians of the future. Be like,
Oh, we'll be Neanderthals,
do you know what I
won't
mean?
we?
Like,
You imagine when we used to have an anus?
Yeah.
Oh, what a terrible time that was.
oh my God, you can actually see her anus. That is solar century.
Yeah.
I got the jellyfish gene. You can see my butthole.
Only when I want you to.
Yeah, but then there'll be like underground places where you can go and see girls with actual
Exactly, that's what I
arseholes
mean.
and
It's
stuff.
sort of fun in the underground.
In the kingdom of the disappearing arseholes, the woman with the permanent entry will be king.
The woman with one eye.
On that note.
Brown
yeah.
eye.
Okay, who wants the next one?
Go on. Grandad downs half a pot of paint, mistaking it for yogurt, and has no regrets.
There you go. There's the oh god, I forgot what the name is already.
Idiocracy.
There's Idiocracy already.
Dunning-Kruger.
Dunning-Kruger. There's a Dunning-Kruger effect already.
A 90-year-old granddad has somehow managed to drink half a can of paint with no adverse side effects whatsoever.
How would you drink half a can? Oh, this yogurt tastes funny.
The first
I bet
fucking spoonful.
Exactly.
Suspicions need
The
to
very-
be raised.
Exactly. Oh, this tastes rather metallic.
It's a bit chemically.
Yeah. Oh.
Probably past its sell-by date. It'll be all right.
Yeah. So this strawberry yogurt isn't very strawberry-like. I mean, come on.
Tastes a bit like Magnolia.
It's green, for fuck's sake. Who thinks green is a yogurt
God.
colour?
There's a picture of the grandad with the green paint around his mouth.
Oh, taken by the grandkids and put on Instagram. Yeah, yeah. The caption reads, "So, my granddad ate half a quart of paint today thinking it was yoghurt. How would you eat that much paint?" Oh, I'm sorry, this smacks of Instagram fucking desperation here.
But wouldn't have that have been bad for him? There's a lot of chemicals in paint, I
I
think.
imagine so.
Apparently there's no adverse effects.
Yet.
Apart from this bright green shit.
There we go.
Well, hang on, just go back up again. Speaking to Mail Online, she explained, "When I say he loves yoghurt, he lives for yoghurt. My mum buys at least 7 quarts of vanilla down yoghurt a week." How much is a quart?
I don't give a fuck how much he likes fucking yoghurt.
It's paint!
He shouldn't have got halfway down the paint can before something sort of clicked. Was it only when it started to dry on the outside?
My tongue feels funny. That means I can't speak anymore.
No, it doesn't melt in the mouth like it used to.
Ugh.
What does
Apparently
Bob
he
make of it?
apparently he came back, gave his version of events. He wrote, "Apparently I ate paint this morning. Shit honestly tastes better than yogurt, so no regrets.
Hashtag no regrets.
Brackets.
Poison controlled, laughed at me, but they said I'll be fine."
Do you know what?
Instagram scam.
Now that we've read that
Yeah.
quote, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Best
I
of
think-
publicity. Come on, Grandad, eat some paint. Pretend
Granddad,
you've eaten some paint.
do you know what would be funny? You just put this round your mouth
Mm.
and we'll say, because I think if you ate half a can of paint,
I think you'd be in serious trouble.
I think they're going
I
to
also think you'd notice
I think there might be
before
some
you've
burn.
eaten half a can of paint.
Yeah. Because if he's so stupid he'll eat paint, you would assume maybe he's riddled with Alzheimer's, blah, blah, blah. But according to this story, no, he's on Instagram, writing his own
Yeah.
Instagram story, so he's not that stupid.
Alright, let's put it this way. Have you ever...
He's got really shits for grandchildren. They actually gave him the paint on
They
purpose.
set him up
Yeah.
knowing, because they know he
Yeah.
lives for yoghurt.
The thing is, it's a paint can. It shows you the picture. Well, the thing is, though,
He's got 90. He's 90 and he's got cataracts or something.
yeah, people think, fuck me, that's a big foot. That's a strange looking fucking yogurt fucking
I'm no
tub, isn't
expert,
it?
but-
Since when they come in steel tubs with that lid you have to screwdriver off?
Exactly.
When do they come in? What's in the yogurt's not coming in them tubs?
I don't think it was from the picture. It was a plastic one.
It still says 1 quart, measure right. It's green, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
How many vanilla yogurts are green?
I don't know what the fuck a quart
Look,
is.
thing is,
Mate,
right,
the smell, I'm telling you, I work in the paint industry, the hardware and DIY industry. Paint, I'm telling you, even like the cheap and nasty stuff, you open the can up and it smells of paint. You can smell it
Yeah.
instantly, the chemical.
right, there's another thing. Best example I can give you. You ever painted a model? Any kind of model, yeah?
Yeah.
And you've got your glass of water to dip your paintbrush off in, and then you've got your drink.
Yeah.
How many times has anyone ever, just thrown it out there, put their paintbrush in the wrong cup and then had a sip?
I haven't, but I could definitely
I
see
think
it
I have once.
happening.
And you can immediately fucking tell the taste of paint.
Yeah.
This is an Instagram scam by these fuckers
Yeah.
trying to make it. 250 quid off the mirror. I say, look at Grandad, he was dumb enough to eat paint.
Yeah,
Trying to get about 15 minutes of fame in it. That's what I'm
Yeah.
going for with this.
that's my opinion.
Bollocks then, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got the next one, guys?
Okay. Wow, thanks guys.
I had no idea what this was. I'm taking no responsibility.
I'm going to light a cigarette. Self-driving cars may hit people with darker skin more often.
Racist cars.
White power. All the cars white as well.
Oh my god. Biased self-driving cars. We already knew that some facial recognition systems struggle to accurately identify people with darker skin. Now we know that many of the artificially intelligent systems designed to help autonomous cars navigate roads have the same problem. And the result could disproportionately endanger pedestrians with darker skin.
How can you tell me that? There's fucking drones that can pick out Arab terrorists from 3 miles up.
Well, that's the thing, they don't, do they? They just blow up the whole fucking
Yeah, that's
building.
true, I suppose. They can still differentiate skin colour though, Gaz.
A troubling sign of how AI can inadvertently reproduce prejudices from the wider world. In a new paper published on the preprint server Arixiv,
ARXIV.
yes, it's that place, you know, the preprint server. Researchers from the Georgia Institute of Technology detail their investigation of 8 AI models used in the state-of-the-art object detection systems. These are the systems that allow autonomous vehicles to recognise road signs, pedestrians and other objects. They tested these models using images of the pedestrians divided into 2 categories based on the score on the Fitzpatrick scale, which is commonly used to classify human skin colour. According to the researchers' paper, the models exhibited, quote, uniformly poorer performance when confronted with pedestrians with the 3 darkest shades on the scale. On average, the model's accuracy decreased by 5% when examining the group containing images of pedestrians with darker skin tones, even when the researchers accounted for variables such as whether the photo was taken during the day or at night.
Hang on, do you think that then, have you seen Paradise PD?
No.
Ah, watch it.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
But the only black officer is called Fitzpatrick.
Ah,
I'm just wondering whether that's a little nod to that.
It
could
must
be.
be.
Yeah, could be.
So the chief, he's a racist fuck, the chief, he's like, we had to hire Fitzpatrick since we lost Officer Blackie. And then like, everyone's like, he goes, and he's called Blackie Chan, it's an Asian guy.
I never heard of the Fitzpatrick scale, to be fair.
No, neither did I, but I'm just wondering whether that was a little...
Yeah, it probably is, yeah.
But apparently, there is a solution.
Oh.
The Georgia Tech's team research suggests that we could be on a path to a future in which a world rife with autonomous cars isn't as safe for people with dark skin tones as it is for lighter skinned pedestrians. Can you imagine being a black person reading this?
I'm thinking, if I was a black guy reading this, I think, have I got to white up? Is that what it leads to? Is it going to be the black people whiting
if
up?
the world's not discriminatory enough, I've now got to fucking dodge traffic.
That's fucking horrific, isn't it?
I mean, there could be a bigger behind the car, or it could be his AI, I don't know.
Oh, well, there might be a happy ending. It says, thankfully, based on their study, they were able to figure out what we need to do to avoid a future of biased, well, you mean racist, self-driving cars. Start including more images of dark-skinned pedestrians in the data sets in the systems. In the data sets that the systems train on, and place more weight on accurately detecting those images. Well,
it can be fixed.
I'm sure that's really reassuring for the black people of the world.
The black community. Well,
something I didn't know about cars as well. They're testing them with the dummies, the test dummies.
Mm.
The test dummies are proportion to a
Oh,
man.
weighted
For men.
Right, so it should be done with women.
So women are it's a very high percentage are more likely to die in car accidents because they've not been tested on the dummies. Have been tested, yeah. It's all been done with a man size.
Well, the answer is don't let women
shocking
die.
that, isn't it?
Let the man take control as he should, and I am fucking joking, listener. I guess the answer is get some accurate female-shaped.
well, yeah, just maybe throw the odd lady dummy in there.
Remember when crash test dummies were like a cartoon at a toy range?
Remember the band?
I remember the band too.
I remember, it seems to recall. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were a toy range as well.
Yes, there was a cartoon of them.
Yeah, there was.
It wasn't a very long-lived cartoon though.
They tried to. Well, that was back in the 80s when you were allowed to come up with a product and then invent a children's television show around the product for the sole purpose of selling the product.
I was like, it's incredible.
Sorry about that, listener. Technical difficulties.
Magic
Yes,
of energy.
you're not going mental. You did just hear the voice of Alex Jones.
Oh, from on high.
From
Saint
up on
Alex.
high.
From on high.
A lot of our favourites, I hate to say it, the Transformers, He-Man, they were all just fucking adverts, basically.
Especially Transformers.
But we have to
Big
give
time.
thanks to some creators somewhere were working on those shows. It was their only job that they had, and they tried to give a fuck and put some good characteristics in, and we fell in love.
Yeah,
But we didn't care if they were adverts.
G.I. Joe as Action Force. Oh, thank you for that link. I will be buying that DVD.
Oh, we watched it last night, the Blu-ray Part 2. I lend it you, or you get it for yourself, honestly. I watched it again last night. Don't judge me, listener.
Hang on, I want about the original 1980s
Oh, sorry, no.
animated movie.
No, I'm
which
on
is
about-
a fucking dark movie.
Yeah, but they fucking they went in and changed it because the reaction to Optimus Prime dying was so bad.
No,
Fucking
the
Duke.
Man Action Force, G.I. Joe.
Yeah, Does Duke die?
Oh, yeah, Duke, no, he gets,
But then there's a line. Yeah,
he
there's
gets
a line.
survived at the very end. He goes, Duke's
Yeah.
okay.
Why do you think that line is put in at the end?
Oh, because of the...
Because
Optimus Prime.
They killed Optimus Prime, and lo and behold, all the children were upset. And so like, oh fuck, because they thought that was the way to go. Kill them off, so we bring in new
I used to
toys.
love Action Force. That was one of my favourites.
That movie, that
Mate,
original animated
we
movie.
love the
that one.
movie.
Yeah.
I want to watch
the,
it again.
the big Hollywood ones. Number one,
It's alright. It's a
Well,
bit
I'm telling
guilty.
you.
The special effects aren't amazing.
no,
though.
but part two, it's like they got a better budget, a better cast, and it's fucking mental. It's so unrealistic and just bananas that you've got no choice but just to go whoop, turn your brain off and sit back. It's fucking amazing, and all your favourites are there. Storm Shadow, what's his name? The two ninjas, Snake Eyes and Storm
Yeah.
Shadow, and
I used to have the figure Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna lend you, man. That's one.
Dr. Mindbender.
Dr. Mindbender.
That's one comic book film I think I would like.
Destro's in it. Cobra Commander's there.
The Rock.
Lightfoot.
The Rock is
Oh, no.
Roadblock.
Oh, Roadblock, yeah.
The Rock's pretty good in that film. Yeah, it's ace, man.
Flint.
Flint.
Flint, he's in
Wasn't
it.
there the Navy guy? What was he called?
I don't remember him.
Oh, there was the...
Captain McBoaty.
No, it wasn't. Oh, there was this... I used to have loads of them on video. I won't go into it, fuck it. It's too long. But anyway, yeah, I want to watch the original animated one again.
Yeah. But it'll probably just be warned, nostalgia's often better than
Yeah.
reality.
Yeah, I know, but I still want to... I've got the 86 Transformers movie. I still watch that now and again when I'm drunk.
I love that film.
Well, the middle bit's a bit shit.
No, I love that film. I love all of it.
Well, that talking TV crap and those shark robots is a bit...
Fucking Eric Idle, man.
Yeah, it was so. Right, what we got then? We on to Full Alex.
Mhm.
So it's time to play Full Alex.
Were you trying to get crazy with this, eh? Don't you know I'm loco?
So basically, the premise of this amazing game show is that Mike will play us a couple of clips of random weirdos he's on the net spouting bigotry or hatred or bollocks.
Yeah.
And then he'll pit them...
Sometimes a combination of all three.
Exactly, exactly. And then we'll pit them against one of the patron saints of the show, the patron saints of delusional paranoia, Alex Jones himself. And we'll see who wins, who's got more Full Alex this week. Because it's alright to go a little bit Alex, or even half Alex, 3/4 Alex at a push, but you should never go full Alex.
Nope.
So who's first, Mike?
First up, we've got Lance Wallnow.
Is he a newbie?
No, he's been on it before.
Ah.
He says that
Some of these just blur in for me.
Robert De Niro's divorce is a divine boomerang for attacking Trump.
Right.
Here's the boomerang. Robert De Niro's dropping F-bombs. F-bomb this, F-ing Trump, this, F-ing Trump. You know, the interesting thing is, he goes through a divorce. So I was like an effing divorce, but that's not civil. He goes through a divorce. You're missing that in the news. His personal life is like the great boomerang. You know, when the Bible says, touch not my anointed, you see, if God raises up even a secular figure and he puts his hand on him, then you have to have a peculiar position in the spirit realm to be pushing at that. It's like, I can explain to you later why it is that Mueller in this investigation hasn't been broken. And that's largely because the principalities over the United States are allowed to operate until the church, the body of Christ, comes to a certain measure, a crescendo of engagement, and we spiritually break the gridlock that's in the heavens. So Mueller is it's almost like, here's something that'll drive the left crazy. I got the left watch my broadcast. I'm throwing them a lot of red meat here because I want to let the Dobermans go after this one. It's like Hitler could not be assassinated. The bombs kept on going off in the wrong rooms. Someone would move the podium. I mean, there's like 5 assassinations. It's like the devil protected Hitler. So principalities will protect their own interests. And Mueller and CNN, I mean, I keep waiting for the cosmic boomerang to hit, but then I realize that they're a high-level spirit.
So he's saying the reason that Donald Trump hasn't been assassinated is because God's looking out for him, and the reason that Hitler was assassinated is because the devil was looking out for him. How does he know he hasn't got the wrong way around?
Well,
Just out of interest, I mean, I'm not going to throw my side to one or the other. Well, Hitler was pretty evil, but let's, Trump, I mean, he's a bit of
a
a
t-shirt.
He's a bit of a cunt. Hitler was pretty evil.
Hitler, not very nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But even so, Who do you know what God's plan is?
Well, because
If there
these
is one-
people are more connected than us,
Yeah.
Ben, because they're...
You're a non-believer.
Well, that's it.
God doesn't talk
That's
to
what
you.
I mean. So, in theory, the same guy could be looking at it for both of them, couldn't he? He's just point of
He
view.
just told you, man.
Gods and demons. I mean, they're there where they are on your viewpoint alone,
Yeah,
aren't
but
they?
now then, just to walk it back a little bit, again, not a Trump supporter or Trump apologist. I know he's a bit of a cunt,
Yeah.
but he didn't industrialise death.
No.
On it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Obviously. Yeah.
So, like, yeah, this guy's saying, oh, God protects Trump, the devil protected Hitler. Maybe Trump's just not on either of their radars. Maybe he's not being protected by
Or
God or the devil because
maybe-
he's not that evil and
Maybe
he's not that good.
no one's been protected by anybody, and people are just massive cunts, especially when they get to that level.
Are you saying to me, Ben, that there isn't a God and a Christian network of angels listening to your prayers and
Yeah.
protecting the people
Yeah, pretty much.
you pray for? Oh,
Pretty much, yeah.
that's a bold statement.
It is.
You know,
I'm happy to make it.
get off
About
the
1
fence.
billion people would disagree.
They would, but I'll fire more if they want.
And if all them
Not at
people,
once though. That'd be very
but if all
unrealistic.
those people's prayers and thoughts are being used and all that positive energy
You're not achieving anything, though, is
is
it?
being, well, maybe it is.
Well, it
because
isn't
if
though.
you're
Is
a
it? Things
Trump-
aren't getting worse,
But if-
any better, are they?
Yeah, but if you're a Trump supporter, things are pretty good. You've got the pesky left doing your head
You mean
in.
apart from your high taxation rate and low wages,
The economy's done better than it ever has been.
but has it shown up in your wage packet yet?
The economy!
But has it shown up in your wage packet
The
yet?
economy!
A wage packet.
Build a wall!
Yeah, how's that working for you?
MAGA!
Yeah, put the hat on.
Build a wall! Economy!
There you go.
See? If you're one of them people, everything's fucking great.
Well, it is, but at the same time, they're still both cunts, aren't they? That's the original point.
Yeah. Well, maybe
Just one's a bigger cunt than the other.
maybe somebody's praying, they could do some prayers and get some of these angels to help with the fucking wall.
Well, there's that woman who had $1 billion of them on her beck and call.
33 billion.
33 billion.
Wow, that's
And
hell
all
of an
she
army.
did was send them to a. No, she didn't send them to Iraq.
She did fuck all.
She did
useful
fuck all
with
with
power.
them. Oh, she
Useless superhero.
Yeah.
She
Again.
used them to lie in Washington.
Oh,
didn't
that
they?
was right. Yeah, she used them
Said
to,
Trump.
to protect Trump. 33 billion angels.
Maybe that's why no one's put a
So,
bullet in
I
the
tell you what
cunt.
then, I tell you what, if that's the case, if that's the case, I laid in a challenge, right? If she's got 33 billion angels defending the White House in Washington, then disband the Secret Service tomorrow, and let's see how long it lasts.
Oh, should have some sort of excuse. Should we move on to the second one?
Yeah.
And could we have a piss break?
Yeah.
I couldn't even make it through the game show.
So let's continue the second guy. Who's this then, Mike?
Glenn Beck.
Oh, returning.
I don't know if he is actually. We featured him on here before.
Name's
His name
familiar.
rings a
He's a
bell.
famous.
Oh, isn't he a musician, Glenn Beck?
No, he's a famous.
Twat.
Yeah, news anchor,
Oh,
sort of
okay,
political
okay.
commentator from the far right.
Wasn't he the guy that didn't want to wash his hands and didn't believe in germs?
No, that was someone else.
Yeah. What's he say then?
He says that socialism is just like Friday the 13th movies.
All right. Interesting.
If socialism were a movie, socialism would be Friday the 13th. Because it seems to always stock college co-eds who all think that the death and violence is just a scary story that never happened, and they are so convinced that it will never happen to them that they mock the old person who, the one person in town who saw it firsthand. They call him crazy, a nut who still believes in ghost stories. And then they're all dead. And then Jason, his body, disappears. And only the old guy who saw it coming saw that the body is gone. And we have sequel after sequel. It happens time and again in movie theater after movie theater and country after country. Make no mistake. Stop trying to hook up in some cabin in the woods and prepare, because Jason is coming. He's right behind you, and this time he's coming with a hammer and a sickle.
Wow, well, he can't. Oh, he does look like Colonel Sanders, doesn't he? Colonel Sanders, anyone else got that from there?
Yeah, he does a bit.
Yeah.
He's just scaremonger, isn't he? I don't see, everyone. Not everyone's dead in Sweden or Iceland or Germany
you
or
see the
Austria
crowd?
or Belgium.
You see the crowd, how old they looked? Wasn't a young person in that crowd. They're terrified that young people are seeing how shit the system is. So they're trying doing everything they can to get the sort of 40, 50-year-olds and older to sort of say, no, you've got to go out there because you know the system's shit. Look at the system we've had. It's great.
And they always point to Stalinism. Well, Stalinism.
You remember Stalinism? You don't want that, do you?
That's what I mean. Yeah, millions of people died. He was a fucking maniac. I don't think the US are going to want to choose that, are they? You know what I mean? It's a totalitarian state. It wasn't a socialist state.
No. I do apologise, that was Chester the cat, but he lives here, so he's got more right to be here than me and Gaz have.
I think Glenn Beck could have come up with a better metaphor than Friday the 13th. I didn't follow it. I was a bit confused. I was waiting for...
He just says that he basically saying that every time that socialism is implemented, millions die.
Yeah.
It's like Friday the 13th.
Oh.
But the old guy who's seen it all before,
Yeah.
he always survives, because he's learned.
Right.
The young people rush into it and the old guy's just like, nah, watch out for Jason.
He's trying to portray wisdom,
Yeah.
saying that, I remember what socialism was like in the USSR.
So
Therefore, all socialism is bad.
Yeah.
I would say that if you need to resort to comparing socialism to Hollywood movie franchises in an effort to explain its negative elements, you're not really the best person to be... if that's... And who his audience as well, I blame them. He's a tool talking to lesser tools, isn't he?
Pretty much, yeah.
They need it summing up like, socialism, bad. You know those scary movies where the man gets stabbed with a knife? It's like that.
And the old guy survives.
Only worse.
And of course, because of the Dunning-Kruger effect, they think they know everything.
Oh, it's all linked, Mike. It's all linked.
We know. And those people then go out into their communities and go, no, socialism is the devil. It is worse than Freddy and Jason from those horror movies. I'm telling you, my preacher told me, socialism is the devil. And that's all there is to it.
But if you were, if I'm lying there in my socialist hospital, my socialist bed and my socialist medicine, and then I'm going to go put on the socialist
I don't
benefits
care
while I'm
about any of
cover,
that.
but they just lose their house and everything. That's worse.
Yeah.
That was not socialism that did that. It was the devil.
Alright, but the socialism cured me though.
No, that was a doctor.
Which is paid for through socialism.
Sir, I don't know what your aim is here, but I am telling you that socialism is like Freddy from the movies. Or was it Jason?
Jason.
Who knows? And that's the bottom line, because Glenn Beck said so!
Well, alright, fair enough.
Fuck.
Yeah. It's incredible, isn't it? Alright, what's Alex got to say? What's Alex got to say?
Alex Jones is talking about his ancestors' life.
Oh,
Okay.
I know this clip, and it is sweet.
I was like, it's incredible. We do this during lunch, and we go back and like someone press on their arteries, like, and the bad times when you hit your head. But it'd be like one time, I remember this one time, they choked me out, and also it was like a black knight with a sword. It goes, and like attacks me on this horse, and then it went. And then I was in England thousands of years ago, and I had this wife and these kids, and it was a whole lifetime taking care of them and growing food, and a kid starved to death and died. It was just those moments were whole lives, dead kids, everything. That's what I'm saying. You dial into all those ancestors, and it was my kids and kids starving to death and people attacking us.
So you think all that information from your ancestors somehow or another encoded somewhere in your body?
It's definitely encoded, Joe.
So what did he do to bring that on?
When they were at school, because I saw this whole, twice now I've watched this whole in nearly 5-hour interview he did with Joe Rogan.
You watched this when you're driving the van?
No, I listened to the podcast version.
You said watched, sorry.
Oh, well, both. When they were kids at school, and we did this at school as well, where you choke each other out, you hold your breath and...
Yeah.
And,
you used to do it with weed, it's called a pixie.
Yeah, there you go, pixie. Hold your breath, your mate squeezes till it doesn't take very long, oxygen off to your brain and you pass out. And because what I think it is because Joe Rogan's done so much DMT and he likes to talk about these experiences, give him a sort of wisdom that he has over people, I guess. And Alex has never done it, and he wants to be in the. I want to talk about. Oh, you want to talk about trips? I've had some trips. Yeah, when we were kids, we used to choke each other out, and I used to see some shit. Essentially,
there you go.
And he's now saying that on one of these times he was choked out, he could still remember. He saw the whole lives.
The night and starving kids and standing over.
The kids! Dead kids!
Well, alright, well, I'm giving it to Alex. Just for the sheer insanity of it. Just because Ali got more into it than the other guys. Let's face it, he was committed to that little bit there.
Yeah, he did some of his fake crying acting that he likes to do. Glenn Beck's just a fucking, like I said, a tool talking to lesser tools.
Yeah, pretty much. And the first guy, Lance Warnow, well, he's just a fucking religious loon, isn't he?
I actually think he might be a bit more nuts than Alex, but I've got to give it Alex because...
The performance?
Yeah, and just what he's talking about, how... Because I did that thing of being choked out and that. Can I remember the fucking dreams? There was nothing that vivid. It was all just like mad colours and like...
I just remember you used to feel like you'd been somewhere for a long time. Like time dilation sort of changed. Feel like you've been gone for a while. You think, fuck. You wake up too, don't you? And you're on the floor. Your friends are laughing.
Yeah.
And you're like, how long have we been out? And they go like about 3 seconds. You're like, fuck, I feel like I've been out for like 3 hours or something. Yeah. That's what I used to feel.
Yeah, I go with that.
I never remember anything. I remember about fucking nights and dead kids.
Just blackness.
Dead kids.
My own children starving to death. Alex wins on the performance for me.
And then he also said that knowledge was encoded in him somehow.
His DNA.
From all his ancestors, but
yeah,
that's a different discussion for another time.
Yeah, no evidence of that, I'm afraid.
Well, what's that thing called? Fuck, where like a sheep in Australia learns something.
The 100th monkey?
No, it's got...
It was a genetic history.
Well, 50% of
I know what you're trying to say.
It's like about 50% of the population somewhere other species in the world can learn.
Yeah, it's got an actual name. It's like, say, the example I always heard was the sheep in New Zealand start rolling over cattle grids rather than they work out that if you roll you can get over them, and then sheep on the west coast of America start displaying the same.
That's a weird phenomenon.
Behaviour. It's got a fucking name that is escaping me now.
I thought it was the 100th monkey.
No, it's got an actual name that's called something resonance. Morphic resonance.
That could be it. Something like that. I know what you mean.
So I don't know. That's essentially a bit of what Alex is sort of referring to there, isn't it? But yeah, I'll go with you, Ben. I'll give it to Alex. He keeps the crown this week.
Yeah.
The reigning, defending, undisputed champion of mental.
Went for a little. What was that fucking guy's name again? Who stormed in on his debut? Wasn't it Tom Horn. I guess it's Tom Horn. Yeah. No, I don't. Little Tommy Horn, get him back on. That's what I say.
We need the rematch.
No clips of him, I'm afraid.
Oh man,
he
just came in and smashed it.
We have to wait till he says something more stupid. It's recorded.
Well, that's been fun, and I'll just get in there before we wrap up. Like I said at the start,
don't join his cult.
No, not the cult, but we would really appreciate it if you found the channel Apocalypse Bull on YouTube and subscribe. And it's got basically our full back catalogue, hasn't it?
Yeah, and everything on there.
Yeah, and then our sort of side project channel, Solar Warden Music. If you could subscribe to those two channels, that'd be amazing. Our Facebook page, Cutting Through the Bull, in the post-truth apocalypse. We want to get up to 2,000 followers on there. We're really close, so give us a like, and you'll get some cooler. We are sort of farmers of the best conspiracy themed memes.
I would like to
say, yeah, and we share them out and all our links. It's kind of our hub. So yeah, if you could do that for us, we would.
It's a nice little community.
Yeah, we'll love you long time if you could do that for us. Thank you.
You're all boys from the apocalypse, or girls, or whatever you identify as. Whatever, it's up to you.
Boys, girls, z's, zers, zors, fridges, small Mazdas, I don't know, whatever. Identify, whatever you are.
Whatever you are, come join us in our community.
And if you Google the Church of Insignificance, you could find information on how to join my cult.
Don't join a cult.
So,
let's say thank you for listening. I've been Ben. I'm going to say don't drink the Flavour Aid, and don't join a cult.
I can't help but feel that that's directed at me every week. Or maybe that's just my ego. I'm going to say...
You might be your ego.
Yeah. I've been Gaz. If you have been, thanks for listening. What do I usually say? Oh, free Biff Tannen.
I've been Mike. Thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.
How's that Jedi training going, Mike?
It's going great, mate.
Sure.
Still on question number 2.
What's question number 2, just quickly?
Forgotten.
What was question number 1?
The hero's journey.
Oh, right.
We did that, the Star Wars episode.
Yeah, we did. So well done, you progressed.
I'm on the ladder to being a Jedi.
Right, thank you for listening. Good night.